American.
That sucks.
Lesbian.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of deviant.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass.
And yeah, we're back. Where have you been? It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful.
A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bat to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
He said, well, you know, we don't have to freeze his whole body. We can freeze his head.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
You need to shut the fuck up.
Asshole. Asshole.
What we're dealing with here is a complete lack of respect for the law.
This is a giant cock.
Hello, exactly!
You're a filthy whore.
Fucking idiot. Okay, terrific.
Is that so? Who made you pope in this dump, huh? Hey, I should have stayed home and played with myself.
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. Hi. Uh-oh. Yes. I sound a little overmodulated.
Are you?
A little bit.
Gotta crank it down?
I don't know.
Something must have happened over the weekend.
You think?
Someone screw with anything? No?
Yeah, they screwed with my car.
Well, I don't think that was anybody that works here.
That was a fucking bummer on Friday.
That's what happens when you live around the criminal element, Opie. You gotta move out to a compound. You gotta get the gated compound. What happened? Have a little problem?
Just a little bit after Friday's show. And Friday we were talking about how I live in a safe neighborhood.
Yep.
Although I have to have bars on my windows like everybody else because you don't want Spidey coming into your apartment and raping you.
Spider-Man. Oh,
because rape is fun, kids.
yeah, it's the Spider-Man rapist.
It's the
He's
Spidey
the fun
rapist.
one. Sure, they make toys and Pez dispensers like Spider-Man. It's all about fun. So Spidey Rapist has to be fun, too.
The paper's a bunch of assholes that run them. The
Now they're thinking
Spidey Rapist.
Might be a pizza delivery guy.
Yeah, now they got a picture of the guy. He's still working, by the way.
Yeah. Didn't Spider-Man, Peter Parker, deliver pizzas in the beginning of the second one?
Yes, he
I
did.
do remember that.
Yes,
See?
he did. So.
Maybe this guy is the Spider-Man rapist.
Well, supposedly this pizza guy, he, I don't know, he broke into some lady's apartment and watched her or something, I don't know. And he's still on the job delivering pizzas, so now they're thinking he might be the Spidey Rapist.
He was taking upskirt pictures of girls or something like that.
Was he really?
Too. Yeah. Yeah, so he might be. He's denying it, though.
That old gag.
Yeah.
Is that really a turn-on?
He says he's the Batman butt fucker. It's different.
That's his
than
gig?
the Spider-Man rapist.
So I don't know. So we were just talking about that on Friday, where most of the people on the Upper West Side and stuff have to, you know, it's a safe neighborhood, but you have to have bars on all your windows.
It's a
and
safe
doors.
neighborhood, but you have to have bars anyway. You know what the fact of the matter is? It's not a safe neighborhood. It's in Manhattan. It's a nice neighborhood in Manhattan that you still have to be just as careful in as you do anywhere else in Manhattan. It's just, that's the way it is. If it was a safe neighborhood, you wouldn't need bars in your windows, and you wouldn't have to drive to different cities around this country with no XM satellite radio.
Yeah, that's the kicker, man. But you want to get some fresh air in your apartment because it's summer and stuff. So you
You're
open
gonna
up
leave
all
it open at night?
You open up all the windows and lift the shades, and you get to look out through the bars.
Through the bars on your windows.
It's ridiculous.
That's great. It's like you're living at Rikers.
So after Friday's show, we're all happy. We thought we had a pretty good week of radio, and Friday's show was stellar. Stellar, Jesus. And I guess we're lifting the ban on women for now?
Yeah, that was pretty good. As long as it goes like that, fine with it. No more begging, pleading. But that's so refreshing to not have girls come in here and have to beg to get nothing and then have them leave and you're all disappointed and angry.
I was thinking, and I'm serious, Steve has to do this. I want a demo tape of what the girls are supposed to do on this show.
What do you mean, like video?
Either video or, video and the audio for the radio as well. Yeah, because I want the women to understand exactly what they have to do, more or less, before they walk through that studio door, because Friday was great. Friday was awesome.
I don't know. What do you want me to do? Take your clothes off. Well, no, I didn't do that. Out. Get out. That was great Friday.
Yeah, so I want a demo tape. When the girls say, what do you want us to do? We play the tape. We show them the tape.
Right.
Are you capable of doing anything like this? If not, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You're not going to sit on Jim Norton's lap all, fully dressed, flirting and stuff. No.
Isn't that great?
No. Because Friday worked like a charm, and the videos are up on FoundryMusic.com, OpieandAnthony.com, pictures, videos, and they're being downloaded like crazy so you can see what you heard yet on Friday's show.
Yeah, I guess it was Family Guy last night, had a spitting in the mouth line.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we have that clip?
Spit in my mouth. Spit in his mouth. Thought that was odd that just popped up.
Yeah, so very happy after Friday's show, and I decide, hey, I'm going to go to the ocean for the day. I'm going to get in my fine vehicle and go to the ocean for the day.
Go to the ocean.
So I get some wraps and some drinks.
Ooh, a whole day of it.
Whole day. Maybe go see the family out on Long Island.
That's nice.
Whole day in my car.
You say go to the ocean, though? You don't just say go to the beach?
Go to the ocean.
Sounds like you're in Iowa, and you have to take like a covered wagon there. I'm going to see the ocean.
Go to the ocean. Go to the beach.
Which one were you thinking of?
Robert Moses.
Ah, yes.
Maybe check out some surfing. Maybe do some boogie boarding myself.
Ooh,
Watch out for the sharks, of course. Don't want the sharks to get you.
Chris has you all in a tizzy about the shark attacks.
Here's the deal.
It's the sharks you don't have to worry about.
Here's the deal. Because the news is going to make a big deal of this. I know we're off on a whole bunch of little topics here. People are going to be eaten by sharks this summer. Happens every fucking year.
Happens.
Sometimes they just take a nibble and decide, this is not what I eat, and they move on. Other times, you get a psycho shark decides they're going to just destroy you. It's going to happen.
And some years you get a few more. Some years you get a few less. The years where you get a few more, the press loves to call it like the summer of sharks.
Right.
Scare the pants off everybody.
And, of course, they got to get that shot from the helicopter where they're like, look how close these bathers were to sharks. And they had no fucking idea.
I know. Very frightening.
Unbelievable.
But when you figure how many people actually go in the water.
Millions upon millions.
In the summer, and how many are eaten by sharks.
It's kind of like that unlucky lottery.
Yeah, it is. Unlucky lottery. If you're the little 14-year-old girl down there in Florida, was it? Oh, that's a scary story. She's out there on a boogie board. Shark grabs her leg, ripped the meat right off her leg from her hip to her knee.
Ooh, like eating a chicken wing.
Like a chicken wing.
A little blue cheese on there. Just slide it right off.
Just slid right off the bone. Took it right off. Some surfer guy kind of grabbed her.
Old surfer dude.
Yeah, old surfer dude.
Supposedly was punching the shark in the nose.
Yeah, because the shark is following him in because I guess she's bleeding all over the place. And he's trying to get her in, and the shark, that's his dinner.
Yeah.
He had a little nibble of that and kind of liked it, so he came back for more. And
well, fresh meat.
Yeah, it is, really.
They always talk about how the sharks like to take a bite out of us, realize it's not something they enjoy, so they move on.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking a young 14-year-old girl, that the meat might taste a little better than old surfer dude meat.
Yeah, old surfer dude. It's a little tough, a little gamey.
A little gamey.
You get a nice tender girl, sure. Shark's probably very into that.
So I didn't hear that. So he's trying to get her in, and the shark is following?
Following it right into the beach, and he's punching it in the face, trying to keep it away.
Because that's what we learned on Shark Week.
Right, you hit it in the nose. A lot of sensory nerve endings in the shark's nose. And it startles them when you punch them in the face.
Or gouge them
Either
in
that,
the eyes.
or they rip your arm off and take your head and rip you to pieces.
I think it's pretty tough to punch anything underwater. Well, I know for a fact.
Well, Frenchmen, a little difficult.
I know for a fact that you don't do much damage when you're actually punching something underwater.
A little difficult. But, man, that's just got to be one of the scariest situations to be in ever, 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 is a shark attack. Where maybe it got you a little bit, and now you got to make your way back, and it's still around you, where you're conscious and injured.
Yeah.
Oh, that's just the most primal, primitive. All of a sudden, you might as well just be caveman, because all the technology, everything else, all the knowledge on this planet is not going to help you one iota when you're out there with a huge animal eating you. You are then just dinner. You're nothing better than the seal or anything else he shoves down his gullet on a daily basis.
Right. By the way, the girl was like 200 yards offshore.
Yeah, she was a little too far out. Over a second sandbar that they talk about. A lot of wildlife out there that you're not supposed to go at.
Oh, really?
Go out that far, and she was out there. So old surfer dude dragged her in, but
and most of these sharks
said she had stopped bleeding by the time he brought her in, so she had just totally drained.
See, it's the job of the news to scare everybody, making it sound like if you're stepping into the ocean this summer, you could get eaten by a shark. But the reality is, most of these sharks are down below you, looking up, and you look like a goddamn seal. That's what it comes down to.
On the boogie board, you're kicking.
The other ones that get bit in the calf every once in a while, and knee-deep water, they say, or waist-deep water, that is so rare it's not even funny. Usually, they're just looking for a meal. They look up, they see the surfer or the boogie boarder looking like a seal, and they come up and then they attack.
So most shark attacks happen within 20 yards of the beach. Well, where are all the people, idiot?
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you're out there a mile off there swimming. There's crowds of people a mile off the beach. I love their stats.
So anyway, after Friday's show, all set, ready to go to the ocean for the day, go out to Long Island for the day. I'm walking toward my car that I parked a few blocks from my abode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Lindsay. We're walking toward the car, and all of a sudden I went, holy shit. You got to be fucking kidding me.
You saw it from a little distance off?
Yeah, I yelled, they broke into my fucking car.
And by they, I know who you meant.
You know what? I know for a fact that it was yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes. And the funny thing is, I think people have figured out I'm probably the most liberal on this show.
Yes, you are.
It makes it fucking hard to keep that open mind when shit like this happens to you.
It certainly does.
I'm sorry, but you know what, dudes? People like the person that broke into my car are ruining it for all of you.
Yep.
They're making horrendous examples.
You got to move to the white suburbs, Opie.
I know for a fact.
Safe out.
I'm not going to tell you why I know, but I know for a fact. And it's like, why? I might as well be like Jimmy and Anthony. I might as well.
Hey.
Just hate them as a group.
No, that is, something, I will not stand here and take those accusations.
I'm going to get the tapes out. All the examples of you guys hating them as a group.
I will not sit here and take that abuse.
So
I'm just a realist as far as crime in the city goes.
So a few things. I get up. It's the passenger's front, window there, completely destroyed.
Busts your window.
Bust the window. Now I'm wondering why the alarm didn't go off. Does the alarm stop going off after a while?
What kind of alarm do you have? Do you have one of those? Boop,
yeah, the famous one.
Boop. Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, the famous alarm.
You have one of those?
Yeah.
You've heard it?
Yeah.
Ooh. And when does it go off?
I would assume
if you shake the car?
I'm assuming if you break the window in,
no,
that it should go off. And then I'm thinking...
You would think.
Then I'm thinking maybe the cops came by because everyone was pissed off my alarm's going off for days. Well, actually, it happened within a 24-hour period.
So for a day.
And maybe the cops just turned off the alarm from inside and said, we don't know whose car this is, so we'll just move on. But it's I don't have to, so many people have been broken into, so I'm not saying anything. Then, others don't know, but it's just so violating.
It pisses you off. You look around like you're going to see the guy standing right there.
Right.
Like you look at your broken window and you know it didn't just happen, and you kind of look around like, where is the son of a bitch? I'm going to kick his ass. Knowing he's just long gone with your goods.
So here's the funny thing. They took my XM radio.
Yeah, your XM satellite radio.
They took my XM satellite radio.
What did you have, a Sky-Fi?
I had a Sky-Fi, and I got lazy with it.
Yeah.
Usually, I'd take it out of the cradle or whatever, or cover it up. And I got lazy.
You left it in.
I got lazy. It was sitting there. And the funny thing is, I also had a Sirius unit in my car on the dashboard in plain sight for well over a year. I finally got that piece of junk out of my car.
Yeah.
And I was talking about last week, it destroyed my dashboard.
Yeah,
because that was the only way they could mount the fucking thing.
With bolts.
And I was laughing because they had so many opportunities to take that Sirius satellite radio. It was in plain sight most of the time. But I was thinking, to get the thing out of my car, they probably would have had to shatter my entire windshield.
Take out the windshield.
Take out the windshield to get the fucking thing out of my car. But the tiny little Delphi, the Sky-Fi, whatever the fuck they're called. What are they called? The Sky-Fi.
Yeah.
It was right there, plain sight, and obviously some kind of crackhead.
Yeah.
Because they were in my car.
I like that Bob Edwards show.
Right.
I listens to the Bob Edwards every day. That's a good show.
Obviously, they were in my car for less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
15 tops.
Any damage to the...
Oh, they tried to rip out the whole thing.
They did.
Yeah, they tried to rip out the whole thing. So I thought they really did a number on my car because I saw wires all over the place.
Yeah, when you see wires, it's like,
I'm like, what do they do? They take the factory-installed stereo? What the fuck? Because at first you don't know what the hell happened. Then you're like, oh, they got the Sky-Fi, whatever, the XM satellite radio.
I don't even know what it does.
I think this is some kind of radar unit.
Trying to sell it on the street.
You want to buy a radar unit? I got this here. This here navigation system.
That's what I was thinking. They probably thought it was some kind of navigation system, I guess. I don't know. Then they took my change. It's like, what?
Hey, cash.
Yeah, but it was like pennies and nickels and dimes because the quarters I used.
That's okay.
Because the quarters I used for the meter, so it was chump change, tops.
All he needs.
And then they took my my charger for my phone. My hands-free, thing for my phone.
Oh, but if society would help these people more, we wouldn't have these crimes. Instead of just locking them up, I think these people need our help. They need social programs to get them to end poverty and to end drug abuse. And then we'll be in this utopian society where we could park our cars with the windows rolled open and all our expensive equipment laid out on the dashboard, because that will solve all of social's ills. And never again will you be broken into. Yeah, because there aren't just some people that just have given up and decide they're just going to do drugs and commit crimes, and that's their life. Everyone can be saved, Opie.
Ugh, I'm a little less liberal today. Let's just put it that way.
Welcome. Welcome to the dark side, Opie. Welcome.
A little less liberal. And I don't want people to confuse me as a liberal. That's ridiculous. Yeah. I just am a little more liberal than these guys.
A little more open-minded.
I'm more of a moderate, I believe.
Yeah.
But I lost a little of that liberalism.
It is
this
a little.
Morning.
It is a little disheartening when.
So they got the phone charger, the hands-free device for the cell phone, my XM satellite radio, change. And my get out of jail free sergeant's pin that Keith the Cop gave us.
What the hell are they going to do with that?
I have no idea.
I'm a member of the PBA.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to sell any of this. What are they going to get for half this stuff?
Cops come over there to roust him, throw him against the wall. Excuse me, officer, I have this badge.
Right. And then they went through my glove compartment. They didn't take anything from there. Then they took my map.
What the hell are they going to need a map for?
A map of every state in America, because when I was on that hiatus there, I was driving around a lot, so I needed a good map to get me from point A to point B.
How you gets to Wichita? Let me look.
And then I happen to have some photos of when my niece, came up from Florida, and we took some pictures at the beach I wanted to go to, matter of fact, Anthony. And And they left that on.
Oh, they left the pictures?
They left that on the seat in the middle of all the glass. I'm like,
so they kind of went through it?
Oh, boy, you have a heart. Gee, thanks, you fucking animals.
I'm going to take you. Look how nice this family scene is. I never had no family.
Got all choked up. Left the pictures.
So this is why I hate where I live, the Upper West Side, which I've...
But I'm taking this here lie detector, whatever it is. I'm taking this here thing. I think this finds uranium. It's a Geiger counter or something. Give me some crack for it. You can go prospecting.
He's sitting in an alley holding it with his feet trying to eat it.
Oh, is that awful?
What is this about before I move on? Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, how you doing? I remember when, cause I own a car wash on Long Island. I've had a couple of them, and in one area in Westbury, we call it Westbury, but it's actually Newcastle, and, you know, it's kind of like an iffy area. Yeah. And they used to steal the airbags out of the cars in the area, and we'd have to clean up all the broken glass of those cars. And for a while there, they weren't just taking the airbags, they were shitting on the passenger seats of the cars. And they'd come in with these cars with the passenger seats all covered with shit, human shit.
Why?
Because they were bored, I guess. They just made it more fun. Who the fuck knows? So they weren't just out taking shit to make money, but they were out just really fucking with people in a bad way.
That's so weird. All right, Mike, thank you.
You got it.
Yeah, so this is why I hate the Upper West Side. I can't wait to move back to the suburbs eventually.
The suburbs, Opie.
Because the people up there, they're just stuck-up snobs.
Yeah, and you're living in fear.
They think their shit don't stink. They think they're the most important person in the world. They're just awful, awful people up there. They really are.
With bars on the windows.
With bars on the windows.
Unbelievable.
You know, the loneliest place in the entire city. I see the same people every day. No one talks to anybody. No one converses with anyone. It's just awful. So I'm there in front of my car. I'm just discovering my car is broken into, which is a drag, obviously. And there's glass everywhere. And people are walking by over and over again, not even acknowledging what they're seeing in front of them. This huge, ridiculous scene. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not that. It's you know.
It's not like blood all over.
No, I know.
It's not exactly September 11th.
No. That's not what I'm getting at. I know. Let's put it in perspective. It's just a stupid break-in in the car. But you would think someone would acknowledge, just a slight acknowledgement, like, give you that look like,
that sucks,
That
dude.
sucks. That blows.
Yeah, all right.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not asking for someone to go.
Oh my God!
I'm not asking for.
My car got broken into.
You're kidding!
I'm not asking for someone
to
go run into their apartment and get a dustpan or something.
How did it happen? The window was just there. I was just looking at it. How did it? Oh no! A schwoogie took your radio. Oh no! Oh, God, love him.
No, I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for someone to come running down the sidewalk with a dustpan and to help me out. But just like an acknowledgement, it's like, you fucking, like, assholes. Like, at least acknowledge and give me a look like, that's a drag.
Just one guy to go, that sucks.
Something.
Yeah, they're walking by going,
Because there's glass everywhere, whatever. And then all of a sudden, from above, behind me, like 5 stories up, I hear, psst.
Is Kenny? Club Soda Kenny playing that gag on you?
I'm like, what the fuck is this? Psst,
psst, psst. Kenny.
So I turn around and I look up, and there's, I think it was a lady. I don't even know, because she never said a word. Just from the psst, I'm thinking it's an older lady. All of a sudden, she's holding out, like, a towel and, like, a rag out her window.
Yeah.
And goes, psst. And I look up again, and she just throws it out the window.
A rag.
To help you clean up?
Yeah, because obviously
that was nice.
It was glass, and you could get cut pretty easily trying to clean up that mess.
It was nice.
But not even a word. Like she was scared or something. Like maybe she saw the break-in.
Ooh.
Maybe she was enjoying a show on her new XM satellite radio. It's funny. She's probably the one that did it. She just felt bad.
And by the way, I'm saying maybe she saw the break-in. Hence, going back to the beginning of this conversation, knowing for a fact that it was a schwoogie.
Oh, Jesus, Opie.
But that's all I'll say for now.
That's a derogatory term.
Why don't you
How do you know?
So then I'm cleaning up the glass, and people just walking by, like, not even acknowledging or noticing. It's like, are you kidding me?
You gonna put it in a lot now?
Well, that's what Ben, So
Don't.
Of course, Ben's sitting here just laughing while you're telling the story.
Oh, no.
I'm breaking it.
So then Ben's like, see, I told you so. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, you should park your car in a garage. First of all, my car is only in the city like part-time. Second of all, let's see, he said, I told you so. I've had the place in New York for 3 years. Do the math. How much is a garage? $400 a month, right?
Yeah.
So that would be about $5,000 a year, right? I'd be $15,000 in the hole to park my car in the city for the last 3 years. This break-in cost me $150. So to say I told you so is ridiculous, is what I'm getting at.
You're just lucky it wasn't stolen. That's the only, but then again, you could drive down the Village at night one night to go for dinner and have it happen there too. So even if you have a lot, it could still happen if you
Doesn't
just
matter.
go somewhere else. Yeah.
Right.
So I called Keith the cop, and he hooked me up. I got it to thank the people. I don't have it in front of me. I forgot the card, but I'll thank him tomorrow. But this glass place on Deer Park Avenue, down there in North Babylon, I guess.
Hooked you up.
Oh, dude, in and out within a half hour. I'm setting and rolling again. So, but that was my Friday.
How do you know who the perp was?
I'm not.
Oh, perp.
I'm just saying. I just know.
Just saying, you know.
I just
guy
know.
around the neighborhood.
I just know.
Bad element around the neighborhood or around the nice neighborhood.
Yeah. There's a few. There's a few that need their heads beat in.
Oh.
So that was my Friday.
Let's
after
say we
that
get a
show.
gang together.
The Lords?
Go around.
Yeah,
little
the
justice.
Lords.
We'll call ourselves the Lords. Jimmy, you mind?
Can we get the Lords out of retirement?
Yeah.
And I could yell, "Leave him alone!"
Leave him
when they start
alone.
beating Jimmy up.
I'm going to throw a rock through a gas station window that I think the alarms will go off and the police will be there immediately. Faggot white boy I am.
But the two observations before we move on. That Sirius satellite radio was sitting there for the taking for over a year.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think they would have had to take out the whole windshield to get
no
the
one
thing out of
wants that.
the car.
I don't know what that is. Is that a refrigerator?
I thought it was an iron lung. He didn't want you to die.
And then secondly, because I drove down to Philly to see Jet and Oasis, which was a cool show. So I was without my XM satellite radio for the weekend.
Uh-oh.
Dude, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people are still listening to commercial radio.
How are the commercials?
I was out of my mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, a lot of these people are getting, satellite radio in the cars for, like, a 3-month free trial or whatever.
When you buy the car.
I can't even imagine these people saying no after 3 months. I can't even imagine, because I was stuck going back to commercial radio this weekend, and it was the first time in a really long time that I spent a lot of time listening to commercial radio, because I had to. What a fucking nightmare.
Yep. It's the worst.
I was listening to YSP this weekend on my way down.
They do a good job, I gotta admit. But even them had a ton of commercials.
The commercials,
you can't help it.
Get away from them.
It's unlistenable, and the music is great, and all that stuff is great, but it's just...
We were goofing on that Jack station, so I'm like, I might as well listen to it, see what they're all about. I heard, like you said, I think last week, I think I heard 3 songs.
Unless you come in right after a commercial break, you're only going to hear a couple of songs at most. You know, it's one of those things where you come in after a commercial break and you might hear, how many in a row, you think?
3, 4?
Like 3, 4. But for the most part, you're popping in a couple of songs in already. You hear 2 songs and then this huge long commercial break. And I mean so long that you sit there and at first you're not even thinking about it. And then you get mad at yourself. What am I listening to?
Right.
You change the station because it's just going on and on.
Dude, then I hit seek and just let the dial just keep spinning round and round. I didn't even care. I would have listened to a disco song and never heard anything. You're just praying for anything different.
Yep.
And over again, it was the same shit.
Crap.
Commercials and songs you've heard a million fucking times.
Yeah.
I know we don't have to do a commercial for satellite radio. The people listening to us are... they got the service, but I can't even imagine that these people out there don't have satellite radio yet. And then there's an article in the paper today about how commercial radio is finally going to start taking satellite radio and podcasting and the internet more seriously. I think it's too late. I don't think
Good luck.
I don't think they have the brains in commercial radio to figure out this one, man. I just don't.
And they just can't run their stations commercial free. And they're not going to cut back on the commercials because it cuts down on their bottom line. So you're going to get a shitload of commercials that you got to sit through. People don't have to do that anymore.
I was out of my mind trying to find one lousy station I could listen to for more than 10 or 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Enough of Jack, too. Hey, guys, they're playing a bunch of different stuff. That's what they should have been doing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make up for it now because of iPods and because of satellite. Stop trying to. It's too late.
That's what they
Shitheads.
think. Look at the diversity you get here.
Well, here's the problem. They're not even doing it right. They're making believe they're giving you a lot of variety, but what it is just another playlist.
Of course.
The playlist is just a little different than the other playlist that the average listener is used to. That's all that format is. I mean, if you really paid attention to Jack in New York here and listened all day and wrote all the songs down, you'd realize there's not as much variety as you thought. It's just a lot of songs that kind of, have fallen through the cracks, so to speak. Songs that are kind of cool that radio forgot about, so now they made it into this format. That's all that is. And there's a station down in Philly called Ben.
Ben.
That's just like
Did you
Jack.
listen to Ben?
I listened to Ben for a while. And it was just like Jack in New York. It was the same fucking songs.
Yeah.
So now those songs will be played to death.
Jack and Ben.
Oh, they have, I don't know, there's a Bill, there's a Todd. It's just first, that's the thing they're doing now.
Just grab a guy's first name.
It's just radio is filled with cornballs.
Yeah.
They're just cornballs.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to have some clever little hook to it. Hey, you want to listen to Jack later afterward? Yeah, sure. Come on over. Let's listen to Jack. No one's talking about it.
Jack.
So, that was my Friday, which was a drag. Oh, Keith the Cop's on the line.
Oh.
Hey, Keith, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's the name of that glass place? Those guys were huge.
Real quick, first of all, what the fuck is with the on hold music? It was like the 40s channel or something.
Really? Is that our hold music?
I have
Maybe on the hotline?
I think it might have been Frank's place or something like that, but I was like, what the hell is that shit? I couldn't listen to the show at all. I had no idea what was going on.
Okay.
We got to fix that.
Yeah, maybe there's...
Right.
Yeah, why wouldn't the show be on hold?
Yeah, we'd like to know why.
All right, we'll find out.
Hawk?
What's up, Keith?
Yeah, real quick, the first thing, it was All Island glass.
All Island Glass on Deer Park Avenue.
Yeah, Park Avenue, yeah. They were very nice. They hooked you up real quick.
I'm going to send a package down to those guys, but if you're driving by and you, I don't know, own a donut shop or something.
Yeah, if some schwoogie broke your window, feel free to stop in All Island Glass.
All Island Glass. You just, I don't know.
Keith,
drop some stuff off to those guys if you're in the area.
Keith, where are they located? Because my windshield got cracked on the road this weekend.
Oh.
They're at 1870 Deer Park Avenue.
Is that Manhattan?
No, that's Long Island. Because I was heading out that way, so Keith found a place for me. They were awesome, and they were fans of the show and stuff, so I want to thank those guys.
Hey, Keith, do you laugh at people that call the cops for, like, this kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much useless. And I told Oak the same thing. It's like, it's a crime opportunity, and it's crackheads, What are they going to do? They're stealing the change? They don't know. Like you said, they probably thought it was a navigation or something because they don't know it's got to be activated. It's a fucking waste.
Yeah, did you cancel your subscription on there?
Of course I did.
Don't let them get any of that free XM.
It's totally useless. But you know what? Like you say, you want to have faith in society, and you want to, believe that everything's getting better. But let me give a couple small examples.
All right.
And this is, in fact, I showed one a couple months ago, but I have a new one too, and I'm going to read them. And these are confessions of young African-American boys committing crimes in the city.
Mm-hmm.
First one, he is 16 years old. I was on my way home, and a man came by ranning, R-A-N-I-N-G, by me, and he doped a furs, and I paid it up, and the cop stopped me, and I towed, T-O-A-D, the cop. Wait happened, and the man had on blue jersey and long hair and a red shirt, S-H-R-T. I'm a goop kid. I would not po that to a woman.
That is an actual confession written out by... Oh, my God.
And that was actually Mayor Sharp James of Newark.
Right. So there is one, and that is approximately a year and a half ago.
Wow.
Now, this one is from 2 days ago.
All right.
Here is things not getting better. My name, Devin. Me in my Frineds, F-R-I-N-E-D-S, had went Sports Depot to buy some football scuff, S-C-U-F-F. On the way back, now I assume this is Alex, A-E-L-X.
Yeah.
Terry, seen some boys and try to had some them, and Axe and Terry told them to ran their pockets, P-O-X-E-T-T-S.
Were they robbing them?
Yes. they were
Okay,
robbing them.
I can't even figure out what the hell they're doing.
Hey, Keith, is this guy Jamaican?
No.
Oh.
No. So there is two fine examples of how the school system is working very well in the city.
I guess
The
so,
man
wow.
About the school system.
More money to education will help that.
Right.
Yeah.
Education is going well, and parenting, they're doing a fine job of parenting.
You know what I think we should invest in this city? Bricks and bars. That's it. Bricks and steel bars.
Well, that's pretty much
More prisons.
All right, Keith, a week from Wednesday is the big WOW Summit, right?
Ooh.
The
yes.
second annual, well, it's not an annual, the second Keith the Cop WOW Summit.
Yeah, it's July 13th. We're going down to Club Risque in Philadelphia. And I got to tell you, since I announced it on Friday, I've got an overwhelming response in my email. I got a guy coming from Florida. He's bringing his chick with him. He's going to ride all the way up. And then I got some old trucker fella. I'm sorry, I forget his name, but he's going to bring his bike to Pennsylvania, park it someplace. He's going to ride to New York from a truck stop. I told him he's going to bring a lot lizard with him from Pennsylvania someplace, and then he's going to ride back to Philly with us.
All right, so basically a week from Wednesday, you want people to show up at the station here in New York City?
Yeah, if you go to opieandanthony.com or you're one of the two message boards, Whackbag or .net, both of those have instructions on them. We're going to meet up 6:30 in the morning at the station. 7 o'clock, we'll do a quick intro of the girls and stuff like that show up. And then by 7:30, we're going to be on the road heading down to Club Risque.
That's cool. We got ourselves a convoy.
All right, down at Club Risque.
Do they do convoys anymore?
Convoy.
You never know with all these truckers that we got. They might hook up.
I was thinking about your summit, Keith. You're going to have to go back to work eventually, but you're going to do this one-day trip from New York to Philly, obviously, and then you guys are going to hang out at Club Risque and have a good time, and there'll be WOW all over the highway, and people driving by will get to see all sorts of boobs and stuff, obviously.
Right.
I'm thinking that could be the first leg of this thing. Then someone maybe in Philly could take it upon themselves to organize the next stop.
Ooh.
And then we advertise it on the show, and then we continue this thing.
And it just goes and keeps going.
And just keeps going and takes on a life of its own, is what I'm thinking.
I'm on vacation that week. I keep going.
So maybe you keep going. We'll see how it develops. But the first leg will be New York to Philly a week from Wednesday, right?
Absolutely.
Just show up at the station at 6:30 if you want to go for the ride.
Right. Club Risque is going to do breakfast, lunch sort of thing when we get down there at about 10 a.m. So I think Philly cheesesteaks or something.
Okay.
And working on some promotional stuff and everything. So it should be a good time. Looking forward to it.
All right. And if someone wants to try to organize Philly to somewhere else, let's start thinking about that.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
All right, Keith. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, man.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
This guy from Boston has something. Pat, what's up?
Yeah, I know how they stole the map.
Pat?
And they stole the map because it basically gives credibility when asking, all tussled with, which way north?
Wow, dude, you blew it.
Wow. Wow.
That was just...
When you have to say basic and credibility in the setup, your joke is not going to work.
He can't punch out. He crashed.
I know.
No punching out after the crash.
It was perfect as it was written on the screen.
Yeah. They never do it like that.
Stole the map so they know which way is north.
Easy.
There it is.
Simple.
Car trunk danger.
Uh-oh.
We'll get into that story next. That's absolutely a horrible story. But now look at the news, just all taking advantage of it.
Of course.
Fucking.
How to protect your child. Teach kids not to play in cars.
Keep car locked. Hide keys from kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I hate the news.
What?
How about this? Keep your retards away from the trunks. That's what happened.
I know. One kid was a little off.
A little?
A little off, I guess.
He dragged his two dumber friends in with him.
I know.
How do you not know not to get in a trunk?
And shut the lid. Yeah, well, get in here and shut the lid. What could they possibly have been playing that you would do that?
Well, you know, who knows? Monster.
Little monster trunk.
Do it yourself safety latch. Oh, look, and now she has to get into the car trunk.
Oh, please suffocate.
She has to get into the trunk.
Please let a drunk driver just barrel into that car right now while she's inside of it.
Just rear ends it, collapses the trunk.
Now she's in the trunk showing how you could open it from the inside if you had one of these specially made safety locks.
They should be in every trunk. What's the problem? We've known this for 30 years. Why?
It costs a couple of bucks more, I guess, for the car company, so
why
they don't
just
want to
put
do
it in there?
And they don't want to do it.
And look, she's out of the trunk. All safe and sound.
Ah, look at that.
Ugh.
And the people across the street looking at this in-depth news report. Why doesn't you get in the water and demonstrate how the shark attacked the person? Drag some ketchup behind your leg, you
Where
easy
is
story
this?
whore.
Where the hell is our troops? Where are our troops behind her? That's a perfect opportunity.
Yeah, we haven't had many assaults on the media lately.
Are
What
people
happened?
pussying out?
I think they are pussying out on us. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Then we got to see how Jim Norton's weekend was.
Yes.
He was down in Philly for Babe Fest, and then he did a show down there in Virginia.
Washington.
Was it?
Yeah, actually,
Washington.
It was actually Falls Church, Virginia, about 10 miles outside D.C.
And look, the phones have gone crazy. Jim killed in Virginia. Jim rocked on Friday.
Ooh, thank you.
We'll get into that and some other things in just a bit.
You're listening to the soothing sounds of Opie and Anthony. So sit back, relax, have yourself some herbal tea, close your eyes, and drift away with O&A.
Big ass cock. Hi.
This is great.
You dick.
Bye. Shut up. Fuck all y'all.
Horrific and tasteless.
It's called sarcasm!
I've never heard anything as offensive and gross as you are. And that's why I'm signing up.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Listen to Opie and Anthony every morning live from 7 to 11 a.m.
And just in case you missed the show, there are replays all day long.
Keep listening, stupid.
On the West Coast, catch the Opie and Anthony Show replays throughout the day at 8 a.m., noon, 4 p.m., and now at 9 p.m.
So stop crying, little girl, and put down those razor blades, because you've got O&A all day.
Another message from the friendly staff at the Opie and Anthony radio program.
Lube. That's lube?
Yeah. How'd it get here?
Why do you have a thing of lube in front of you?
I don't know. It was sitting here when I came in. It's wet. Original gel lubricant.
The worst.
Is it really bad?
Awful.
Formulated and tested according to the highest industry standards. Water-based, gentle, odorless, colorless, greaseless. You don't like wet?
No, I certainly don't.
What's wrong with it?
It's awful. It gets rubbery and smells chemical-like. When you're whacking your bag, Eros is the best stuff. E-R-O-S. That might feel good for a second, but then it has just an awful... It's like Astroglide. It's also terrible. It's just got an awful texture to it, yeah.
How about I don't even know how to open it?
Let me see this thing, please.
Uh-oh. It's gonna be all over the place.
Why?
I don't know. No, he threw it away. I wanted to feel if it was slippery.
The answer is who cares?
I'd like to know.
Well, Jimmy...
Sure.
We have to get into the Jimmy thing. Jimmy had a huge weekend.
Yeah.
A couple good stories coming out of your weekend, huh?
Should
we start with Friday, I guess?
Yeah, I think we have to.
Well, there was two great stories. Friday was Babe Fest down there at WYSP.
Babe Fest.
The old home of, one of the homes of the Opie and Anthony program.
That's
it was like
right.
our second home, Philly, I believe. And even Tim Sabian told me he so wished that we were still part of that radio station.
Yeah, they've been great. Even since we got booted off, I mean, they've always been supportive of me and the show.
He runs a great radio station,
phenomenal.
I gotta tell you.
Yeah, he's great.
You could just hear it. You just could hear it when you tune in WYSP. Obviously, the commercial thing stinks.
That's not his fault, though.
No, obviously. And Tim Sabian's been yelling and screaming at the company, you got to get Opie and Anthony, as part of this thing again, but they're not listening. So they would rather just, die a slow death as satellite radio takes over the world. That's fine. Whatever. But Tim Sabian's trying to do his part. Anyway, so he invited you to be one of the judges at Babe Fest?
Yeah, I hosted it last year. It was me and Cousin Ed, who's the afternoon guy. And this year I was a judge with Florentine and some guy, Jesus, Hawk, you all right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. That's fine.
What was that?
Some sneeze attack.
All right.
All right.
You look good in your baby blue shirt.
Thank you.
It's periwinkle.
It's nice. So I'm co-hosting. I mean, I'm being a judge this year with Florentine and this guy Bam from MTV, who I had no idea who he was, and some.
You don't know Bam from
no
MTV?
idea. No idea.
He was on Jackass, and then he's got his own show where he
Viva La Bam?
Yeah, no, I
fucks
heard
with,
afterwards.
his
I
friends
heard.
and family.
Wouldn't have known him if he wound up in a buddy booth next to me.
Really?
Never heard of him.
Coincidentally enough.
He's kind of big.
Bam!
There he was.
He's kind of big with the kids, Jimmy.
No, I'm sure he's very popular.
That's one of the biggies out there as far as the MTV culture goes.
No idea.
No.
So he was a judge, and Gene.
You really had no idea? That
No
amazes
clue.
me.
No.
Did you ever see Jackass?
Yeah, just the movie once. I never watched the show.
No?
He was one of the guys in the movie.
Oh. Who knows him?
All right.
I don't know. I'm a pop culture ass.
You really are.
I don't know. And Gene Simmons was the host with Cousin Ed, and
Right.
I had my little awkward
Gene.
run-in January with Gene.
Yeah, now there was a problem with Gene. Of course, our listeners know because they've heard the replay a few times of you just ripping Gene apart. Yeah, we get it.
I was a lifelong Kiss fan from childhood.
Uh-huh.
And we had interviewed him one day on the phone. I had met him a couple times, once with you guys years ago and once with the rest of Kiss in the Garden. And he, we interviewed him one day, and then I see him in Vegas a week later. And I go, hey, I'm from the Opie and Anthony show, and Steve is with me. And he was pretty rude.
He was very rude.
And
you wanted a picture?
I said, hey, yeah, can I get a quick picture? He's like, oh, no, I can't take a picture now. I'm walking. And he kind of turned me down. He goes, you can walk with me. So I go to walk with him, and Yoshi's backing up at the camera trying to take a picture, and Gene wouldn't even look at me. I'm like, can we just take the picture real quick? And like, he's got a camera crew with him, and he wouldn't even acknowledge that there was a human being speaking to him.
What a cock. And the guy shouldn't have been given the time of day by you after that.
I was just furious, so I kind of went off on the air about it.
Kinda.
Yeah, I was a little upset, and that was a day and a half or 2 days removed.
Yeah.
So in Philly, he's hosting this event. So I'm backstage. He has no idea who I am. He doesn't remember me. Of course, I bring the 2 pictures that I have with him to get signed. I'm like, let bygones be bygones. And he's actually very cool backstage. We're talking.
Oh.
He's very nice. He signs the pictures. He's friendly. He's talking to everybody backstage. He got me so good, too. I'm walking away. He goes, Jim? And I turn around. He goes, not you.
No.
Somebody asked him to do that, and he did. He got me really good. So.
Wow.
He was very cordial and just very accommodating. We talked about the Middle East a little bit and just chit-chatted because he had made those comments about Islam being an awful culture or whatever it was he said. So then they call us out on the stage. They introduced me. They introduced Florentine, Bam. And then Gene, the master of ceremonies, comes out. And the way Babe Fest is it's a bikini contest, basically. The host is in the middle of this massive stage, 3,000 people at the Electric Factory in Philly. And we're on these couches on the stage on the side, and we're going to judge the girls.
Uh-huh.
So Gene is filming a reality TV show. Got a camera guy with him. It says Gene's TV. If you don't want to be on TV, you'd have to sign a waiver saying it's okay to be on TV. So he comes out and he says hello, and he goes, if anyone doesn't want to be on my show, come up on the stage now. So all of a sudden he starts pointing to the middle of the room, and he goes, do you want to come up on stage? And I look, and there's this maniac in a red hat running towards the stage, and Gene's like, well, come on up here. So the kid's trying to jump up on the stage, and you hear poof. He breaks the stage light. It's like one of those fluorescent stage lights.
Yeah.
He breaks it. Cause it's like a long runway. It's the runway that Patty got the stuffed foreigner on.
The urine.
So this maniac runs around the runway to the other part of the stage to get on. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a fanatic.
Yeah.
He jumps up on the stage, and Gene walks over to him with the microphone. And then this kid starts walking towards me and pointing at me.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going, oh no. Oh, it's a pest.
Oh, no, a pest. Out of all those people.
In front of 3,000 people. Gene goes, yes, what do you want? And the guy goes, my friend Little Jimmy Norton likes to take celebrity pictures. Why wouldn't you take a celebrity picture with him? And I'm going, it's okay. He was nice to me backstage.
My friend
Dude, it was
Jimmy
okay. And Gene's like, Gene realized, I guess, that something had happened. So Gene grabs me by the hand. And he holds my hand and walks me to this.
Hold my hand, man.
It was all China.
Hold my hand, man. Oh, no.
It hurt my ego. He walks me to the middle of the stage, holding my hand. Little Jimmy Robinson would have been out of his mind with happiness.
Yes, that's exactly what he had kicked you. You know something? Figuratively speaking, this was your dream.
Yes.
He had kicked you down the stairs. By not taking your picture in Vegas and being rude and nasty and treating you like that, he hurt you.
Yes.
Because you've been such a big fan.
And I was hurt.
And now was the time for him to cuddle you and make you feel better.
Make it all better.
And pat your head.
Well, it would have been nice if he had no idea what was going on. He's like, and Cousin Ed is panicking because he sees like this is a problem. This guy is not a fun fan. You know, this guy, you know, is like, why wouldn't you take a celebrity picture? You know, there's this maniac just accusing Gene Simmons. So Gene walks me out to the middle of the stage, and he knows something's wrong, and he says to me, "What happened?" What? I'm like, well. You know, I'm like, you know, you blew me off in Vegas, but it was okay, you know, because he was being...
Oh, look at you, but it was okay.
I'm saying to the guy, like, dude, it's okay. He was nice backstage. Everything's okay. And Gene goes, what would you like me to do? I'm like, we can take a picture. Gene goes, okay, fine. Who's going to take it? And so we look at this one guy in the middle of the floor who's actually working for YSP. And we go to take the picture, and Gene puts his arm around me, and he puts his leg up in like a silly pose, and I hug him.
I see the picture right here.
Yeah, can we get that picture up on OpieandAnthony.com? We'll do that soon.
And, you see the silly little picture.
You're hugging him.
Yeah, because he put his leg up as a goof, so I hugged him, and the guys took the picture. And then the Gene goes, okay, and then the kid who's sitting now in my seat on the couch just starts going to Gene, and now I want an apology why you wouldn't walk with Jimmy when you said you would walk. Little son of a bitch wants an apology. I'm like, dude, it's okay. Everything's fine.
The guy's representing you.
Dude, Club Soda Kenny has to come and get him off the stage. It was nice.
And Kenny isn't very...
Well, Kenny just kind of shoved him off because Cousin Ed is having a stroke right now. The kid's yelling O&A Party Rock as the kid pulls him off as Kenny pulls him off the stage. He's just a lunatic. And then we go to like a break after like the band plays. They had a song to do after the first round. So Gene walks up to me and he goes, why would he think I'd ever mistreated you? I'm like, well, you know.
Oh, I might have said something.
One time in Vegas, you know, you were really busy, and I'm such a worm. I'm like, you know, I'm
you
not
are a worm.
I'm like, you know, you kind of blew me off for a picture, and I mentioned it on the air, you know.
Just casually mentioned on the air.
In passing.
And he was a fan. He's, you know, and the fans are very protective, and they're very fierce fans, you know. And Gene's like, well, he was a little crazy.
Gene doesn't understand fierce fans.
Well, he gets it. I mean, he was, because he goes, well, what happened? I saw he was going to be a problem. And I had to nip it right in the bud. Something like that spreads like wildfire. I'm like, what are you talking about? Exactly. He goes, well, when I mentioned that, you know, if anyone doesn't want to be on TV, you have to come up on the stage. This kid's in the middle of the room looking at me and yelling, fuck you, Gene, fuck you. This maniac had been that's why Gene brought him on, because this lunatic was yelling, fuck you, and jamming his middle finger up at Gene Simmons. So this kid...
He wanted to stop it right there.
Oh, he knew this kid was a problem.
Yeah.
This kid embarrassed Gene Simmons from Kiss, a rock icon, in front of 3,000 people for a fat-titted sidekick from Jersey. So, Club Soda Kenny, I sent Kenny out to him. I'm like, make sure they didn't throw him out. And I said, like, thank him for me. And, you know, just ask him, everything's cool. Don't do anything else. I don't want to get the kid in trouble.
Yeah.
And we got his information. I'm going to send him some stuff. And because I really did love the little bastard for doing it. I mean, it was really
hilarious.
Really moving that he did it. You know, like, he defended me like that. But
certainly did.
It was so funny because Gene had been really nice to me backstage tonight, so he had no idea why he was being sandbagged by this.
He called you Little Jimmy Norton on stage.
Oh, yeah. He's like, you know, little Jimmy Norton likes to take it. And as soon as he walks over and I'm sitting there, because someone had told me you should come into YSP because Gene was going to be in that day. But I couldn't because I knew if I did, somebody would call up and go, why don't you ask Gene why he wouldn't take a picture with you?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't need that.
You wanted to avoid the whole thing.
Yeah, because I wanted to get the picture signed. You know,
meanwhile, it becomes a huge event.
No, like in front of the whole theater. It's packed. YSP event.
Yeah, it wasn't an Opie and Anthony event.
No.
No, this was for YSP, and they were just, poor Cousin Ed.
There's some great pictures from Babe Fest.
Oh, the chicks were phenomenal. Just fantastic.
We should just send them over to YSP today, I guess. What's the website? 94WYSP.com if you want to see pictures from Babe Fest that Jimmy was a part of.
And anyone that has pictures of me and Gene Simmons, especially that blow, I would love to send me a large file because I would love to blow that up and hang it on my wall. That's a great shot.
Of course you would.
And there's video of that too, so hopefully we'll be able to get some video loaded up to Foundry.
Speaking of video, do we have video of the chick spitting in your mouth from Friday?
I don't know. Steve might have taken it.
Is that up on OpieandAnthony.com? We got some good video and pictures from Friday's show.
I hate that Steve can't put hardcore up there anymore.
Yeah, what's up with
that?
Just
hate it.
Well, that's the Republicans and their
I don't know.
Family nonsense.
The fucking internet, for God's sake. Let's just put on there whatever you want. You go there, you look, you could put the most graphic, violent, dead images of mangled, mutilated people on a website.
Right.
And it will not be a problem. No one talks about that and how the children might be affected. As a child, That would fuck me up for a long time, seeing some of the stuff that's available as far as violence, death, and destruction goes. Sex? That would just be beautiful. And for some reason, they're so up in arms about keeping that off. What's wrong with seeing a girl with a strap-on dildo fucking another girl on a couch on the wonderful Liberator from Friday? But you can't show that. But if you want to see someone that jumped off a 10-story building and is street pizza, that's fine. No one's even complaining about it. Any child can see it. It could be on the computer, no problem. We're idiots.
We're just uptight assholes.
These
in this
conservative jerk-offs
the
are
worst.
just as religious right. What's the problem with a few tits and a bush? Well, it's on everybody. If they're mangled and fucking cut off with knives and laying in the street, then you can show them. Unbelievable.
Well, now they took the drapings off because stupid Ashcroft is out, and he was just awful with this kind of stuff.
Ashcroft actually had the statues behind him where he gives his speeches draped over with the sheets, so you could not see the bosoms, the bare bosoms of the statues.
And it wasn't pornographic. These were art,
No,
man. These were old, sculptured, beautiful statues. Like, you fucking ass. Is that what you're worried about? That's what we have to worry about in this country? Some tits on a statue?
That's what we're worried about. Unbelievable.
So anyone that tells me I don't attack the right, I mean, look, this is the part of the right that makes me they are just repugnant. They're worse for free speech than anybody on the left has ever been.
All just uptight,
Awful.
repressed jackasses.
Awful.
That in private, they all just want to bang their fucking 20-year-old interns that are all around them. And in public, they're so pompous and self-important. What's right? I mean, Steve's got great video of that girl getting tooled with a strap-on dildo. Who doesn't want to see that? Nobody doesn't want to see that. Thank you. I answered my own question.
Well, Steve probably could put it up there.
But he says no.
What's the problem?
Because there's too much shit. It's too available.
I
He
guess.
would have to make the site some kind of pay site with all kinds of passwords and stuff. And in order to keep it free and open, you got to restrict the shit out of it.
Time to put out a DVD.
Yeah.
The official Opie and Anthony DVD coming
How
soon.
about that? Shock
to your
Jocks
mailbox.
Gone wild.
Shock Jocks Gone Wild.
Well, we'd love to put it up there, but we just can't because of the... All right.
All right, Steve, relax.
Your
Jesus.
shirtless body, Jimmy, in this picture
It's horrific.
looks
Of course
like
it is. It's horrific.
I swear to you, I'm sorry. It looks like a chubby 13-year-old girl. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It looks like a little girl body, a fat little
It
girl.
looks like the nubs are just about to
just little
start
titties are growing in.
You're awful.
You know something? Out of everything, I want that taken off the site because that's offensive.
I know.
I shouldn't have to look at a child's tits like that.
Instead of religious right should be the religious wrong.
Oh, Liddy. You're incorrigible.
Should we Photoshop that picture or what?
Does it
what?
need any Photoshop? What, and put a young girl's face on
That's
it?
what I'm thinking.
You'd probably be considered child pornography.
No,
Yeah,
it's
that's
funny.
true.
They did say that was not considered child
Yeah,
porn.
you could
if
actually put a kid face on an adult body.
I got the clip from Family Guy. That's why I was
Oh,
going
you
down
do?
this road, because Jimmy got spit.
in my mouth.
Yeah, Friday, the girl's
his mouth.
Friday.
And I actually
spit.
lost weight. You should have. If that would have been taken 6 months ago, you should have seen what an atrocious sight that would have been. We'd have been like a 40-year-old chick.
You're just, you know what it is? It's not so much the shape your body's in, it's the complete hairlessness of it.
What's wrong with a man having?
Dude, there's not even a hint of hair
You're
on
like
your
a
chest.
dolphin.
And we know you don't
There
shave.
is not a peach fuzz, nothing on you.
It's scary.
I don't know what happened. I'm just too shy to grow hair.
Too shy. That is amazing.
It really is.
Burn victims have more hair on their bodies.
Well, that picture's up on FoundryMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com.
My chest really does have the hair of a fetus mouth.
It really is.
Gross little.
That chest should be in a trunk somewhere.
All right.
Here's the clip from Family Guy last night.
Right?
So why would you be a good candidate on The Bachelorette?
I would be perfect for your show because I know how to talk dirty to the ladies. Oh yes, that feels so good. Spit in my mouth.
Quickie.
Yeah.
And I do, I do have to at one point clear up what happened in D.C. because I got hate mail.
No, let's do it now.
All right.
Let's do it now. So the Friday was Babe Fest.
Oh, wait,
Jimmy
wait.
had a very busy weekend.
Quickly, I just want to go back to the spitting thing. A question was brought up to me over the weekend, and I pondered it and wondered what happened. Who cleaned her spit off the window, if anybody?
Oh, it's
Did
obviously
did one of the interns clean it off?
Obviously, it's
All
cleaned
right.
up.
Well, I see some still dripped down. Look.
Oh yeah, I see that too. Okay.
Because I'm wondering who got spittle cleanup detail. That is a rank fucking job, man. These interns, the things they have to do.
You want to be
job.
an intern? You clean it up.
Clean it up.
I took it in my mouth. They could at least wipe it down with Windex.
Yeah, but that really repulsed me.
Did it?
Not so much her spitting in your mouth. I thought that was.
She had great breath. It was like
creepy
fresh,
and
minty
funny.
breath. It was good gum breath.
But her spitting on the window was disgusting me. Like in your mouth is funny. I don't care.
Yeah.
But on the window, and then she's rubbing it around with her fingers and licking the spit on the window,
Well, yeah,
and
just
it was
that-
a lot of it.
That's gross because the window's dirty.
Yeah, well.
See, the window, spit's fine. It's like you
No.
kiss girls, right?
Yeah, but there's something about spit, like, there's spit in your mouth all the time.
Right.
But you wouldn't spit it into a glass and then drink it again. See? But it's in your mouth.
The difference is, spitting your own spit into a glass, I wouldn't do that. But if I've seen footage of people who will spit into a glass and somebody else drinks it.
Yeah, it's
You ever see the Brazilian footage of people blowing snot into a bowl and then people drink it?
I can't even begin.
Vomit and
to tell
shit
you
and snot people
how
drink.
disgusting that is.
Yeah, it's true. There's footage of that, though. Somebody
Yeah.
drinking a bowl with snot and vomit in it. It's just vile on every level.
All right, here's the deal.
Yeah.
We're going to take another break.
I know, I'm getting already turned on.
No, and then we'll see what happened in Virginia.
Virginia.
Who's Virginia? What happened in her?
Oh, stop it, Liddy.
Here's the problem, and we're trying to
Oh,
figure out a
nothing.
solution. I love my MiFi, right?
Yeah.
And people are taping the show now. They're just taping and they're listening when they feel like listening. It's the whole on-demand thing that's taking over the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, on the MiFi, if we don't take a break, there's like an hour of content. And
Very
you can-
hard to fast forward.
You can fast forward
Yeah.
with the MiFi.
Yeah.
So the solution is to try to take, some more breaks for these guys so they could manage, the show a little better.
Are you saying we'll be taking breaks to appease the MiFi
It's kind
audience?
I gotta be honest, it's kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Because I want to take a listen here and there, and there's an hour segment. Like, you know what? I don't
Yeah.
want to listen to the whole hour.
You got to work on that where you can just buzz through
But
it.
I wonder if there's something we could do while we're just doing the show, where we just do a quick, 15 seconds or so, and it breaks it up. I don't know.
And you know they will fix that. At least you don't have to download 45 minutes and listen to it like a tape recorder.
Well, here's the problem.
Like stupid serious.
But here's the problem with the MiFi. Let's say we have an hour of content, and you're listening, the phone rings, whatever. You forget to push pause or what have you. You have to start that file over again. That's
Yeah.
a drag. But if it was broken up into 15, 20-minute segments somehow, then it would be much more manageable for the listener.
Like if you're 48 minutes in and you want to hear something you just missed, you have to go back to the beginning. You can't
Exactly.
listen. Yeah.
And it gets broken up by commercial breaks that
It
we
gets
take
broken up when we go into that studio.
whenever we go to that studio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just trying to think if there's a way to do it where it doesn't disrupt the show but helps the listeners out there. You know?
I mean, we can figure that out.
Because then when you have it all taped, then you go to, you could see, it'll say Opie and Anthony, and it'll say 65 minutes, let's say.
Yeah.
And then it'll show, commercial for NASCAR, show a commercial for home plate, what have you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to listen to that stuff, and you go right back into the show.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But our segments would be 65 minutes, and then 52 minutes, and then maybe we did a quick 15-minute break, 15 minutes of Opie and Anthony. And then the promos are listed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like every 20
so then you
minutes
spin
or
your
so.
wheel, and you don't have to listen to the promos anymore.
Should be something automated that every 20 minutes it just for a split second goes dun, dun,
That's what I'm wondering.
Make a little jump.
That's what I'm wondering. There's got to be something we could do to help out everybody. Because this whole thing is going that way.
Yeah.
Where people are just going to record this and listen whenever they want. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll find out how the Virginia show was for Jimmy, and we'll get into other things as well.
Ramon, wipe the spittle off the window. Yuck.
Ramon, make this a pay site.
Also on the show today, Tom Cruise and Matt
Yeah.
Lauer. That's some great
Tom Cruise
audio.
losing his mind. Everyone's been talking about this the whole weekend. It was the big celebrity story.
Teen boob jobs.
What?
Obviously very
Hey,
hot,
what?
but also very disturbing.
What do you mean?
Teen boob jobs.
How is that disturbing?
Because it's girls that aren't even fully developed yet getting implants for graduation and stuff.
I like it.
What do you get for your? Oh,
Fantastic.
sorry, you didn't graduate.
Graduate?
What do you get? Oh,
From
sorry,
the
you
School of
didn't graduate.
Hard Knocks, Opie.
That's right.
That's what I graduated from.
I went to the school of life, kid.
That's right. Old Asphalt you.
Yeah, that's right. What'd you get for your graduation? Besides, hopefully, a new windshield.
I got $1,000 from Mom and Dad.
Cool G.
Nice. A cool G back in the day. It was
Nice.
very nice. So girls are getting boob jobs instead of money and stuff. And then there's Gay Pride was this weekend. And
yes, it was. As I was driving there, I almost skid across Fifth Avenue. I haven't squeegeed the road clean yet.
We sent a couple of our young go-getters down there. Where's Nathaniel's? Did Nathaniel go? Because he's really good at this.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not working for us officially yet?
No, he's not even here. I don't know where he is.
He's not here. Yeah, let that old gag. Let's just
he's home.
It's okay?
Yeah.
They're all home, yet they still send in recorded material and stuff.
I see. Okay.
Which is nice, you know.
Ben gave the thumbs up.
Oh, he did?
He gave the little thumbs up.
Let me see it, Ben. There it is.
Ah, look at
that.
The
Give us
Ben
a
doll.
honks up.
Yeah.
Ben's in a good mood because his stupid Sox are winning and winning and
7
winning.
games in a row, Tom.
7 games in a row, 2 games above.
Ben doesn't even do jokes at you though. He'll just like list a fact. He just does that. Hey, dude, 7 games in a row.
7 games,
I'm
dude.
not a comedian like you.
7 games, dude. Isn't that wonderful? And the Yankees' big thing is they have to they didn't get swept by the Mets.
Oh, I love it.
And they're talking like it's the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Great.
Big meeting with the boss in Tampa tomorrow.
I know. It's going to be things done. Steinbrenner in Tampa.
I'm sick of them, and I'm glad they're getting their faces smashed. I don't want to see Giambi and Randy Johnson in Yankee uniforms. Can there be no just enemies of your goddamn team?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, is that aggravating.
A-Rod's having a great year, though. A-Rod is definitely...
I like A-Rod only because he was a bat for bat. But why? Stop buying it. And I never was one of these guys that said the Yankees bought the team. I was never one of these guys.
No.
I like farm system guys. Fuck!
Bring them up. Someday somebody could watch over the years and appreciate their growth.
Well, there's talk they're going to trade their top 3 picks.
Of course they will.
There's
for who?
For some pitcher, and so either Barry Zito or.
There you go. Barry Zito sucks my dick.
Their top 3 picks, Jim. Like the top 3 prospects in the organization, they're talking about trading.
Jesus
They
Christ.
deserve to get the shit beat out of them for that. Goddamn Steinbrenner, when he was out of baseball, this team was built up. And they won 3 out of 4 years. Oh, is that frustrating?
Yes, it is.
God damn it. Can we take 1 year where you just admit, like, all right, this is going to be an off year. We're going to let some of that young talent develop? Any team. Pick your team around the country.
You'd rather give up the young talent, get a name, and flounder.
That fucking Barry Zito, I can't tell you how... I'd rather have Bob Kelly's leg pitching for the Yankees than that fucking Barry Zito. Cocksucker, that's aggravating.
Catch my fastball, man.
I hurt my dynasty, man. God damn it, is that frustrating. Fucking Barry Zito. And Randy Johnson. What do you have in
one guy they're talking about a bunch of different pitchers, but he's one of the ones
who
that
else?
they
We
can
bringing
get.
Jim Abbott back? Cocksucker.
Bob Ojeda.
Holy God, is that aggravating.
All right, we're going to break. Also, tragic news in Paul McCartney's
oh, no.
family there.
What? Don't tell me. Kickball competition?
Bad news for Paul McCartney over the weekend. We'll get into that as well, so stay there.
Like sand through the hourglass, so is the Olenay virus.
I'm assuming, in this whole religion thing, that you're not the same person you are now in the afterlife. I don't think you have your friends anymore. Right. I don't think you have, any possessions you want. Things like that.
And everyone is treated the same, you know. The Pope is wherever he is, saying, hey, I was the Pope, and everyone else is like, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude. That really wasn't that.
Yeah, because then there'd be a hierarchy. Then there'd also be, what happens, you're 18 years old, you get married, your wife dies. You remarry. Now you're madly in love with this other person, and you both die. Now, what happens to the person you were so in love with that died? You finally get up to heaven. That's your and you're going, hey, what do you do, Jim?
I don't know. You probably just noticed that your ex has her head bobbing up and down in a black lap. You're like, well, I'm glad I met someone new.
That's why that doesn't quite work out. Like in Titanic, remember that? She dies. The old broad dies. She goes back to Titanic. She's all young again. And there's Leonardo DiCaprio at the top of the stairs waiting for her. What about some old guy that she was with later on in life? She wasn't alone the whole time. Hey, what about me, Rose?
Right.
Remember, you said you loved me.
And Leonardo.
I'm back here with this guy.
And you're trying to tell me Leonardo wasn't banging some heavenly ass as
Right.
he was waiting?
He's sitting looking at that clock for 70 years or whatever the hell it is. Stop it.
He's standing there all horned up, and this bag of meat gets on the ship. He's like, what the fuck happened to you?
Yeah, how come she's not old?
You look like shit. She should be 80. And why'd you throw that thing away? We could have sold that. That's all we had, Karen.
He was gonna find it.
Threw it in the ocean, Henry.
He wouldn't have found it.
Yeah, that's stupid Hollywood for you because, Leonardo dies young, leaves a, as they say, a good-looking corpse.
Yep.
She goes on and lives until she's just a prune.
Oh, she should have come up those stairs like on a walker.
Oh, Jack, I'm back. Oh,
I waited 70 years.
You're an old bag.
We're finally back together.
You're an old hag, and I don't want to have sex with you.
you're kidding.
Leonardo looks down the stairs, and his words to his loved one.
What happened? You said you left. What happened?
Yeah, but Hollywood has to dolly it up and make her
no.
all young and hot again. Stop.
Give my condolences to my old nice stash.
Gone. Gray pubes.
She's walking up the stairs with like a blank canvas so they can reenact a painting.
Paint me again, Jack, like you did 70 years ago.
I don't think I have enough gray paint. Paint that. I need gray, red, and blue for your veins. I don't need any brown for your translucent nipples. How do I know what old ladies' tits look like? Isn't that frightening?
But he would need brown for inside the diaper.
Could you pick your tits up off the floor and put them back on the couch so I could get them all in one shot here?
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
All right, you're checking out the Opie and Anthony program. Why did I mention the McCartney story? Why?
Can I just amend this real quick first before we do that? Just so I have to, because I'm going to get killed by these people.
What happened?
Yeah. What happened in D.C.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're teasing the McCartney.
The other one, because the other one. Let's just say, safe to say that McCartney, it's going to just be a not pretty radio segment. It's going to be brutal.
Yeah.
I'm already embarrassed at my own things. After the Philadelphia thing, Club Soda Kenny was there. We go out to get in the car. There's a flat tire. So of course, thank God, there was a man in the parking garage in Philly. My tire's flat. So me and Kenny changed the tire. It looked a lot like Kenny changing the tire with me handing him lug nuts.
Of course it did.
While he sweated profusely and got filthy and had to go back in and wash up while I stood there pristine and clean with my fucking Mr. Rourke suit without a drop of oil on it.
That's my job.
But I finally handed Kenny some lug nuts, so I can now say that we did it. And my windshield got cracked. It was a nightmare trip. My opener canceled. Gino couldn't make it because stupid Gino missed his flight, so I had to call my buddy Chuck Miganelli, who made it down and destroyed. Thank you, Chuck. Just killed for me, so great job, buddy. So I get down to D.C., and the promoter recommends this hotel, the Doubletree Hotel, which just stinks. I hated it. It was awful. They lied about the internet connection. They lied about the pillows they had. It was a fucking disaster.
They lied about the internet connection.
Yeah, every room has high-speed internet. Does it really? Yeah, but it looks like dial-up. The business center. How do I jerk off in the business center, assholes?
The business center.
Hold on. They're pillows?
I like, this is almost in my rider. I happen to like, and I need feather pillows.
Feathers.
I don't use rubber pillows. I can't, you know those rubber awful foam pillows?
Yeah.
I can't sleep on them.
Down pillows.
My head has to go.
You want the lives of many goose.
Yeah.
Goosen.
It has to be like that. I cannot sleep on rubber pillows.
Yeah.
I need down pillows.
Wow, that's something I never knew about, Jimmy.
So I called down. I'm like, we were told there were down pillows in this hotel. And the guy's like, well, look, this is 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. He can't find any. I'm like, we're checking out of this hotel immediately. So Club Soda Kenny and I get up, get our stuff, and we start checking out, and then the guy had to wake his manager up and take his pillow.
Oh, man.
So I had to go back and unload the car again because the man found pillows. I was out of my mind.
Over pillows?
You don't understand. If I don't have the pillows I want, there's a problem. I one time in Baltimore had to leave the hotel and check into another one because I started to rip up the pillows. They were so bad. The rage I felt at these fucking foam pillows. If you like foam pillows, I hope your head just falls off. Everyone should rebel against these goddamn things. I'd rather sleep on Al Zarqawi's floor than a foam pillow.
Some of them can be quite comfortable.
They're not comfortable. Only feathers and down.
Right.
That's what I need. I know. Pillow diva. Hey, and I'll get a phone call for 2 weeks now. Hey, Jim, how's that down pillow? Here they got feather pillows. Yankees got feather pillows.
That's my new favorite thing you do, man. The bed impression. Oh, God.
So I get to Virginia. The next night is show night. What happened with this show was that it sold out. There was 500 people approximately, and that was a sellout.
Thanks to your new friend, Jay Leno.
Yes, the tickets were selling well. Jay, I did Leno, and then it completely went clean. So my agent calls me. He goes, look, the promoter wants to reconfigure the room and add a couple hundred seats. Now, I only do seated shows. I've been offered to do standing room only shows. I turn them down. I absolutely refuse to do shows where standing seats are sold. I won't do them.
Yeah.
It's a rock show. Jim Brewer can do that because of his act. He's a high-energy type music, so I can't do it.
You want people sitting there enjoying the comedy club atmosphere.
And I can honestly, if you want to talk, the inside of Wait, I could make almost double the money doing standing shows because you could get almost double the people in.
Yep.
And then you're into percentages, and you can make a lot more money.
Play some boxcars on the way to Auschwitz.
Exactly, because you just hose them down in the back by the bar. So I refuse to do them.
Essential to the comedy effort.
So my agent knows this. First thing I ask, will they be seated? Yes, they will be. And the way they can reconfigure a room, if anyone thinks I'm bullshitting, State Theater the first time I did it, sometimes they have a dinner theater set up where they'll have like round tables with bar stools around them or tables like a comedy club set up. And they can reconfigure that into like theater seating, which is the way most rock clubs are set up anyway, which is just long rows of seats like you'd get in any theater.
Yeah.
So it's not crazy to reconfigure a room to put more seats in it, whereas 500 could be a sellout with one setup, and you like to have a show sold out. I mean, I don't think that's breaking a showbiz rule. It looks better when a show is sold out because then people buy tickets faster because the show is sold out. They know they have to get tickets faster next time. It's just better to have a sellout.
Yep.
So we do the reconfiguration. That sells out. I'm very happy with that. I get down there, it's sound check. Kenny calls me 2 hours before the show. You know there's going to be a couple hundred people standing. And I go ballistic.
Oh,
what the fuck
boy.
do you mean? People are what are you talking about? He goes, well, there's going to be a bunch of people standing right in front of the stage and all over the back. And I go crazy. I call my agent. I go, what the fuck is this? You co-signed this shit, people standing up. I went nuts. I mean, he goes, no, seat for every person. We talked about this promoter. We talked about this. So he calls her. He screams at her. She's trying to back down and go, no, it's a miscommunication. No miscommunication. Pete knows what I do and what I don't do.
Right.
She tried to be slick. And people are blaming Clear Channel. This is a division of Clear Channel. This is like a local promoter that falls under the umbrella of Clear Channel. So ultimately Clear Channel is responsible, but it's almost like completely blaming CBS if one of their affiliates does something.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about who knew what before I'm going to... And I will blast Clear Channel if this was them, but this might have just been a local promoter fucking up. Because we had a Clear Channel guy we wanted to bring in to do the show, and the local promoter's like, no, we promise. Everything will be fine, because my guy in Philly is phenomenal. So now we have a major fucking problem because I have about 250 to 300 people who are going to be standing in this show. And this happened to me in Cleveland years ago, and it will never happen to me again. I went fucking...
How do you have people standing stage side when other people are going to be sitting behind them?
What the fuck was she thinking?
Geez, sorry,
holy shit, dude, that's my point.
I knew it was stupid, too.
Like, then there's going to be people sitting that aren't going to be able to see the show.
Yeah.
She wanted to make more money, so she's cramming all these people in. I go crazy.
Yeah.
Pete gets her on the phone. Kenny was at the house when it happened, and he said Pete was yelling at her, and she had to walk away from the house staff because she was getting screamed at. She guarantees they'll all be seated. So Pete calls me. He goes, problem is solved. They're going to seat everybody. No problem. I promise you they're all going to be seated. Okay. She calls back. Hey, do you want to do a second show? This is maybe an hour or a half hour before the show. Absolutely not. We have a sellout. We're not doing a second show. For what? We get 150, 200 people out here that want to buy tickets. They're dying to get in. The phones are still ringing off the hook. And I'm thinking, well, maybe Ron and Fez talked about it. Still, I don't want to do it. And they offered me good money.
Yeah.
Pete says, I don't think we should do it. You have a sellout. Come back into the market, do a bigger play. You don't get greedy. And that's one thing I love about my agent. They're not greedy scumbags. They handle Metallica and Billy Joel. They don't need my extra fucking measly money. You understand? They're not scumbags. So he says, maybe I could get her to such as, because I'm going, let's just see what she's offering for another show, because I'm already there. If she wants to, if there's fans that can't get into this show, and we could do another show, like a fan appreciation show, and they want to pay me good, why wouldn't I do it? I mean, we're there. So he goes, all right, he got her to double what she was offering, which was really odd to me. Like, why would she want me to do a second show? For what?
Mm-hmm.
For a couple of hundred people, but I'm like, fuck it. If that's what she wants to do, we will do the second show.
Wow, yeah.
So I do the first show, and it's fucking phenomenal. It's one of the best shows, and I can honestly tell you that was one of the best shows I've had in a long time. My opener destroyed. I had a great fucking set. It was fantastic. Kenny tells me he's counting the room because I want Ticketmaster counts now. I want a box office count because there's some kind of problem going on with this promoter. I want this taken care of. I don't want to. I'm not getting fucked on the counts, and I don't want people getting fucked. Believe me, I'm crazy about this shit.
Yeah.
I never want people walking out of my shows with a problem, ever. Kenny says there was like 500 or 550 people in the room, which was the original sellout. So, and it looked like most of them were seated. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I do the second show. There might be 200 people there. It's a good show. The energy is off. It's not as good as the first show. I like them. They're a great crowd, but there was something wrong. Here's what happened. Those people were all people that had been told they could not come into the first show unless they wanted to stand up anyway, a standing room. They were basically told, you guys got to go to a second show. This fucking promoter, because I went crazy about her lie, which was that there were seats for everybody. Even after she guaranteed Pete there were seats, there were no seats. The seats had not been put in. Some extra ones had been put in, but not 300 worth.
No.
They couldn't get them all in there.
So she just comes up with this second show.
150, 200 people waiting. Those were people that already had first show tickets. So these fucking poor people are sent home. We're given the option of standing room, which I didn't want. So these people are fucking obviously fuming.
Yeah.
And I found this out before the first show that this was going to happen. So I took a poll from the audience, and I taped it. I have it on tape. How many of you guys were here for the first show? They all go, yeah! How many of you bought second show tickets? Maybe 5 people. There really was never a second show.
Right.
It was all first show people.
People, they oversold the first show and then just came
lying
up with the
about
second
having
show idea.
seats and then not thinking they were going to get caught until I was on stage. This slick shit promoters do. For those people that got pushed back to a second show, I fucking never would have done that, man. I never would have just had you push back. I mean, I love making money, but I would never risk my reputation in a market. And so I got an email from one of the fans. And do you have this in front of you guys, this email?
Yeah, I got one.
Can I request Anthony's always the best at this. May I request that you read this to me?
Oh, let me see one.
Thank you very much. Just don't read his name. This guy John. Let's just say.
Yes, I like the subject right away.
What was that?
Fuck you from a former fan who got fucked at the State Theater.
All right. And I was wondering, what's this about?
Yeah, with a subject line like that, you definitely open it up and take a peek. Thanks for the rod in the ass you gave me at the State Theater tonight, you fucking con man. I purchased 4 tickets from Ticketmaster at 12:01 p.m. on Saturday. That Saturday the tickets went on sale. I paid $25 per ticket plus $8 per ticket to Ticketmaster. I show up at the State Theater, wait in the fucking 90-plus degree weather for an hour to be told that I can either have standing room only or come back 3 hours later because they talked the artist into doing a second show? Real fucking big of you. You decide to give a performance for people who paid money to see it. Your Lebanese cunt of a tour promoter couldn't be more full of shit. She told my wife to give her card. She was going to talk to Ticketmaster and see if she could get us a refund for our fee. I'll hold my breath waiting for that return call. She couldn't be more full of shit. She knew what the capacity of the club was and purposely overbooked it. I talked to the club owner for about 20 minutes. He told me they were sold out, but we reconfigured the hall so we'd have more seats. Was the biggest bunch of bullshit that he ever heard. Those are words coming from your mouth. What did they do? Build a fucking Florida room in the back? He has a club and just figures out that he should set it up to maximize the number of people that can get in. He was man enough to refund us our purchase price plus Ticketmaster fee out of his own pocket, plus give us passes for the next show of our choice. He did it because he didn't want the stink of your sleazy bullshit on his reputation. He told us he rented the hall to Clear Channel and was mortified to be associated with this fucking debacle. It's a real fucking shame because I was a huge fan. My wife was starting to be a fan, and we brought another couple with us to turn on to you. I liked you because of the things you said. I liked you because of things you said, like how you hated the airlines because they fucking see how many people they could cram on a plane with not thought of their comfort. It's the exact same thing when you reconfigure the club and start selling more tickets to a sold-out show. What a fucking hypocrite. Well, welcome to the list of asshole performers that I once enjoyed but no longer will pay a penny to their product because they're such miserable fucking human beings. Things are going good for now. Keep fucking people over and see how long that lasts. It's a shame that your talent seems to be equaled by your fucking money-grubbing, Clear Channel-sucking, douchebag-drinking sleaze. Thanks, fucker.
Now, this guy...
wow, first of all, wow.
He was slightly irritated.
This is...
I was going to say, I think he's a little pissed.
A fucking pissed-off fan.
And I wrote him back.
Blaming you.
And I wrote him back, and he said, well, that's the type of shit, of course, don't blame yourself. And I wrote him again. And eventually he calmed down. He's like, look, dude, I was just a fan. And I guess the fact that I wrote him back a couple of times, he realized that I told him the truth about what happened. And I forwarded this to my agent. I'm like, this is the way fans are going to perceive what happened.
Absolutely.
And my agent talked to him. He's going to be competent to another show. He's cool about it now. He understands. But that's why I explained that reconfiguration, because the way he words it, that's how I'd see it if I was a fan. You fucking scumbag. You're going to reconfigure a sold-out show. But honest to God, man, a rock club like that has no built-in seating structure can have comedy club seating with tables and stuff and then just be set up into rows like a theater seating. And that's very, very common. That was not a lie. Had I known it was sold out, that perfect audience of 500 and something people that was there, a mobbed, perfectly quiet, listening, everything you want as a comedy audience show that was, I would never have wanted that oversold. I would have flipped that into a second show in a second if I would have known that was exactly the problem. I swear to God I would never have done that. I'm not that fucking greedy. And as far as the promoter, I never fucking met her. She would not come into the dressing room. She would not even come look at me. She stayed in the office the entire time. And this is not even a reflection on the State Theater, because promoters rent from the people. The State Theater guy, I think, was extremely embarrassed about this. I was extremely embarrassed about this. The promoters don't give a shit because it's not their name and their face. It's Jim Norton and it's State Theater. So the fans that got fucked about this, just look at my track record, please, of interaction with fans. I would never stick my dick in the fans like this. I don't do it. I've never done it, and I never would do it. I always try to give you a good show. This type of backlash and it's a deserved email. This guy was enraged. I mean, to think that they would cut a line off and tell these fucking poor people that they had to just come back, tough shit, or have standing room only, which I specifically said no standing room in my shows.
Yeah.
So even after all this bullshit, this bitch is still offering standing room. She didn't want to admit that she had gotten caught lying, and my agent, who is an animal and has an amazing reputation, he's not a scumbag at all. Believe me, these are guys that told me to turn down certain TV things, even though they would have made money off it because it wasn't right for me. These are guys that make enough off their other clients. They don't need the extra few dollars I'm going to give them for fucking cramming people into a show and wrecking it.
Yeah.
So my apologies that this happened. I swear to God, I never would have purposely done this to you.
Wow.
Ever.
I have never seen an email at somebody so pissed off.
And I did again. This guy, we did finally make it right with this guy. I mean, we explained what happened. It's like, dude, you got fucked, and it's just honest to God, I couldn't have seen that coming.
So he talked to the owner of the club, and the owner was like, reconfigure, but that's bullshit.
No. The guy knew about the reconfiguring.
Yeah.
But the guy probably didn't know that I had
nothing to do with it.
A no standing rule. When they said reconfigure, again, to me, that's theater seating being laid out in rows. This guy knew it was reconfigured after a sellout, but that's not a completely uncommon thing to do. He probably didn't realize that standing room was an absolute no-no for me. I never would have signed on for that. Why? Even though I could make more money doing it, it fucks up the show. It's not a fun show.
You don't want to do that with people.
I want to be able to
standing up.
pause. I want to be able to relax. I want to be able to do the jokes the way I want to do them without going, this fucking manic concert pace. I don't want to have to do that because it's not as fun and the show isn't as good.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go to the phones. They've exploded, obviously. Let's say hi to Chuck. Chuck, what's going on?
Hey, I think Jimmy needs the Paul Anka clause in his contract now that the fans get seats.
The fans get seats. The fans get seats.
You know what?
Absolutely.
That is a contractual thing, and believe me, if we were lying, if I all of a sudden changed my tune last minute, they would have went ballistic and threatened to sue me. If I said, I'm not doing standing room with a sold-out show, she would have said to me, you motherfucker, if you don't do this, we will sue your balls off. If you you think she would have paid me extra money to do a second show for people that had already paid for a first? They would have threatened to sue me in a second. She knew she was wrong. She knew that we were right, and everybody knew we were right. And she got fucked financially for it, but the fans got screwed too. And I feel sick about that. I really do.
All right, Tom, you're at the show Friday.
Yeah, it was an awesome show.
Thank you.
The problem was though we stood in line for the hour, and this was like at 7 o'clock, and then all of a sudden we get up toward the front, and I would say probably a horde of at least 100 people started going in front of us. They started coming out saying, anybody with reservations, who has reservations, and everybody's looking around going, what the fuck do you mean reservations? Never heard of that. Through Ticketmaster or anything. So I think that was a little bit of a problem. So we stood in the back because we didn't want to come back. But awesome show. And
all right, Tom.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Let's go to Steve. Hey, Steve, what's up?
Hey, I had a comment about Jimmy's opening song for his set.
Yeah.
He comes out to National Acrobat, and I think Fluff would be more appropriate for his body shape.
Actually, a very obscure Sabbath reference, but thank you, sir.
Wow. Len in Cleveland, go ahead.
Hi, guys. This is Len in Cleveland, of course.
Hi,
hey,
Len.
Jimmy.
Hey, buddy.
I just bought tickets for your show Friday at 10:01. My wife and I are just dying to see him, and plainly on Ticketmaster it says at the Odeon, standing room only.
No. There's going to be seating. I had a problem with the Odeon one time. That's probably what the Odeon lists, but I had a problem with the first time I did the Odeon with Keith years ago, I fucking threw my water against the wall in the dressing room because they had people standing in the back. That will be a seated show. Capacity is much less than it would be standing. That's probably a standard thing with the Odeon, but when I do it, it is a seated show. And Pete knows that. If that promoter...
Fans get seats.
The fans get seats.
Who the fuck wants to stand for a comedy show? You don't stand for jokes. Comics are not... I'm sorry. I'm not a rock guy. It's not what I do. I talk about my fat tits. You sit. But the Odeon will be seated. If you have to stand at the Odeon, I will set the fucking entrance to that place on fire. And I will slaughter the promoter with a knife.
Jesus.
It's not happening. We
right.
worked out that problem 3 years ago in Cleveland.
All right, why don't we take a break here, and we'll continue, I guess, all right?
Right.
You feel better?
I do, man. An email like that bothers me because I really do. And I can't be mad at the guy. And by the way, sir, I agree with your assessment of the promoter, although she never showed her fucking face to me. Ever. But we haven't talked to anybody from Clear Channel because this happened Saturday night and, of course, Sunday, and then now it's Monday morning at, 8:45 a.m. So my agent comes in at 10, so this will be taken care of today.
All right.
No problem.
Oh, I'm starting to get hot. Oh, I'm starting to get hot. Oh, no, I'm going to give up my virginity. I'm a sport. Maybe take a little cock right into my mouth. It must hurt. Maybe taking it in the rear. Maybe bang me up the ass.
Patty.
That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. She's a freak. What do you want me to do? I'm going to be facing the wall. What do you want me to do? I've always wanted a juicy cock. Put it between the boobs. I'm into the TF thing. Put it between the boobs. Put it in the pits. Put it in the pits. My favorite oral treat. My favorite eating cock. I'm hungry for a big, fat, juicy cock. After I whack your bag, whack your bag, whack your bag, whack your bag. Shoot your big wad of cum right into my mouth. That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. Oh, God. After I suck you up, I want you to bang me up the ass. I'm hungry for a hard male cock. Stick your huge cock in my tight ass. That's scaring me. I take it in the rear. I'm a freak. That's what I was taught. I got a big juicy cock from Ben the other day. Oh, I like the banana. Oh, God. I like the banana. I'm a freak. I enjoy having sex with a guy. I enjoy cum in my mouth. I enjoy cock between the boobs. I enjoy cock in my tight ass. That's what they call me. She's a freak. That's what they call me. She's a freak.
And Anthony Show.
All right, lots to do still today on the Opie and Anthony program. I see tech guys here from Washington. XM tech guys, Anthony.
What are they doing?
I don't know. Maybe they're getting the satellites ready.
Yes.
This was kind of creepy. It's a quickie. Satellite radio security aid. The U.S. military might enlist satellite radio for homeland security purposes. XM Satellite Radio have jointly built what's the name of the company, Anthony? Raytheon?
Yeah.
The Raytheon company have jointly built a communication system that would use XM satellites to relay information to soldiers and emergency responders during a crisis.
You believe that?
Are they going to be able to get us too?
I don't know.
The soldiers would love that, man. They love it.
I think they're looking at this as more of an emergency type, almost like the emergency broadcast system, but only for the military to then use our satellites to communicate with each other. You know, over the XM.
That would be funny if their communications got screwed up by the Coffee Diva song. Victor, what's a Coffee Diva?
We're in big trouble. We got heavy action over here. We need an airstrike immediately.
And now Kajagoogoo with Too Shy on the 80s channel.
No, we're in trouble here. We need help immediately. We are pinned down. We are requesting
it's
an airstrike.
It's a Kajagoogoo weekend on the 80s channel.
What Kajagoogoo? We need airstrikes. We need bombs. We're being overrun.
Coming up, it's your high school reunion weekend. Looking at the year 1985. But first, here's Kajagoogoo. Too Shy.
Please send some air support. We need air support. We're being overrun.
It's the Mad Mexican.
Being overrun,
Okay, send Ben Tog. That's all we really do need.
Yes.
Send Ben Tog down.
We're going to drop it onto Crete.
Wow, who's working this deal?
And by the
they
way,
have an emergency, but everyone's falling asleep because they got the Bob Edwards show plugged in instead.
Well, it's worked. The enemy is sound asleep. They've gone into comas, all of them.
Well, they were actually asking Sirius if they wanted to do this stuff, but they said they had already committed to Al Zarqawi and his people and helping them.
Oh, there you go.
We are inbound. We have bogeys. Wait, what the fuck? Why am I getting Bob Edwards on my... I can't... I'm punching out of my plane. I'm dozing off. I'm going to crash.
All right, so that made the
How did
news
they make
today.
that deal? I heard they didn't take Sirius, though, because they don't want communication systems that are heavier than their tanks. So, shows the XM. I wonder who brokered that deal. Like, How would they get involved? Were they approached by the military, I guess? Gonna have to ask ELO. Codename ELO.
On a side note, there's another ass out there just trashing you and me and old Jimmy Norton.
Yeah.
Because they don't get sarcasm. Some dude that does like, I don't know, he wrote about tech stuff and...
The gaming thing, I think. A gaming magazine.
Oh, it was in the gaming magazine, G3, right?
I don't know if it's... I think it's just a website. I don't even think it's a magazine.
Guy's all pissed off because we exaggerate how big the Sirius units are. So, no, in fact, they are bigger than the XM units.
Jerk off.
By
he
a
was really
lot.
upset.
But
What a fucking jerk off.
This guy doesn't get exaggerated humor.
And the guy is such a dweeb.
So he trashed us
Such a
bad in this
geek.
article.
Really? What did he say?
I don't know.
So we suck. Something about being, what the hell were we, racist?
Oh, of course. Oh, there we go.
Of course we are.
There
And
we
then
go.
he called Jimmy bad names and stuff.
Aw.
I don't have the
you
article.
Fucking faggot.
Yeah,
the
can
guy's
someone
an
find that
ass.
article and highlight the good stuff?
Oh, here's the bottom line. Can they turn that down? Fucking Christ already.
Eric's not
Jesus
really with us
Christ.
today. Eric, you're a little behind today. I just want to acknowledge that. I don't know why we need to talk over the Top Gun music
Just
for 1 minute.
Fucking bits over. We moved on. Right. Reading news stories.
Quieter on a carrier deck.
Bum, 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 bum. Right?
We don't have it in front of us, Eric? All right, we'll get a copy.
Oh, I'd like to bite his fucking face. I don't care if he doesn't like the fact we trash Sirius.
Yeah.
But then here we go. Here's where the political and the fucking social beliefs ideology creeps into humor. Got to get upset that we're racist and probably sexist. Whoever you are.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Why don't you just be honest about what your agenda is? You don't like what we make fun of.
His agenda was also, I guess, being a Stern fan.
Well, that's fine. You know,
And he
just-
didn't want the Sirius units to be goofed on.
Just let him be honest about it. I like Howard. I think these guys suck. All right. Just be honest. There's nothing that makes me sicker than when somebody hides behind something else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're a Stern fan, just say that's where you are and come from that honest point of view. It's fine. We're not afraid of that.
Douchebag.
I don't like when they make racial humor.
Beyond AM, beyond FM, it's XM satellite radio.
Is he right that many of his best friends are African/American? Many of my best friends are African/American. I don't say black because I'm elitist and white, and black is an ugly word to me deep down, and I'm afraid if I say it, it will show how intellectually superior I really think I am. Shithead. Black's an ugly little word for you, is it?
All right, we'll move on. And they'll find the article. We'll go back
Where's
to
that article, Hawk, for Pete's sake?
Just picture
We should
ELO
just have
walking
that
around in
today,
like
guys.
a general's uniform, like a military uniform. If XM has something to do with the Army like that, see him all walking around, his helmet haircut, looking like he took a shot to the head.
Pick up your fucking Pete Rose wig.
like he took a mortar round to the skull.
I was reading a whole article on satellite radio over the weekend in Talkers magazine.
Talkers.
They had the players from the two companies talking, and what a bore fest.
Really?
A complete and utter bore fest. And I worked for XM. Obviously, we all, you know. I don't even know what the company does after reading this article.
You get
I have
some
no
of the
idea.
bigwigs get together and
Because they-
start talking about it, and they lose sight of what people really
it's
are going to be
Talkers-
excited about.
It's Talkers magazine, so you are talking to
the industry.
this elite group of people that
Yeah.
would care that deeply, but they talk in such a corporate way that you're like, what? What?
Yeah, they're selling widgets.
What?
Nothing to do with.
And they got to make sure they mention all the
Entertainment.
programming. You know, they kind of weave it through their
Yeah.
interview. It's just awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah.
And then in the same Talkers magazine, one of our old enemies was in there. Remember the radio chick?
Oh yeah,
she's doing a show for the competition now, and she's going out with like the drummer from Vanilla Fudge.
Vanilla Fudge?
Carmine Appice?
Yeah, that guy.
She's dating Carmine Appice?
Yeah.
Played with Ozzy. I've met Carmine. He did play with Ozzy. Vinny played with Sabbath. Yeah, Carmine's a great
Honestly,
played with everybody.
Honestly,
over
you
the
know,
years.
this article, you know, he seems like he's a cool guy, but the radio chick, she was all about how, look at me and my luscious boobs. She would talk about how hot her tits were and stuff, even though they're the saggiest things I've ever seen in my life. And she tries to act all sexy and hot on the radio, and the reality is she's going out with a guy that's well into his 60s.
Is he? Yeah, I would say so.
Like
right?
if you're saying that you're the radio chick and you're hot and stuff, wouldn't it be I don't know. You would assume that she's going out with someone maybe around her age, which is, I think she's pushing 50 by now, or maybe a boy toy.
Yeah.
But not someone well into his 60s. My God.
She's a chippy for him.
And then she's talking about how the sex is great with the guy. And
Jesus, do we have to hear that?
And she faked it the first time they had sex or something, but since then she hasn't, and the sex is really good. I was getting nauseous reading this fucking thing.
What diddly? How did I not list? Oh, there's Ozzy.
Well, the article says he's 60-something, so...
This guy looks like Joel Steinberg with a Beatles wig.
Whatever.
Dude, he performed with Nugent, Rod Stewart, Vanilla Fudge.
Oh, the guy's huge,
Bo
but...
Diddley, Ozzy, Paul Stanley, Pink Floyd, Jeff Beck, King Cobra. This guy's unbelievable. What if he's a good bang?
It's just a quick observation because we worked with her and she tries to put out this persona that she's this hot babe, but the reality is she's dating someone well into his 60s. A little strange.
Yikes.
Love is love, I guess, but Jesus.
That's right, Opie.
Jesus.
What's wrong with someone dating someone younger?
All right, why don't we get into the Gay Pride Parade, everybody?
Oh,
Gay Pride was this weekend, and was it all over the country or just New York? Oh, now we got this.
Yeah.
All right. All right, yeah, we'll go back to this. So it's hardcore analyst Todd Hargosh.
And this is just a web-based thing? This isn't a print magazine or anything. This is just some web-based... He does an article, and I guess it's usually about gaming technology and shit like that.
Archaic and huge egos.
Oh, he's a Don and Mike fan.
Nah, whatever. All right, so he's talking about... I guess he was I don't get this. Is he a fan of Sirius or XM?
He's a fan of cock. And black cock.
I guess he was going to the electronics show.
Ugh, was he?
And, and decided he was going to subscribe to XM.
Sure.
He's a loyal listener to Sirius. Been happy with their service, but he does have some issues. So he wanted to try out XM.
All right.
So the week before, he found a great deal on an XM dealer site, which offered the MiFi Lite rather than paying $300 for MiFi.
Can I back you up a little? Oh, you are going there. I'm sorry. Keep going, Anthony. Sorry.
Because
this paragraph just shows you what kind of person he is, what he got excited about as far as XM goes.
Yeah. He bought the MiFi portable unit, battery, AC charger. Total cost only $100 plus activation. He got home from E3. He added additional parts to complete the XM experience. He got the specially designed car antenna, the home kit. It still was a far cry from the original cost of the full kit, so I guess he was happy with the price. Needless to say, my first impressions of XM were high. I noticed far less repetition in the music channels, and much to my delight, there were stations that played songs that I have never heard in over 20 years. Add in a station called Cinemagic, which played nothing but movie soundtracks, and I was in heaven. The fact that Cinemagic played mostly Star Wars music in honor of the release of Episode 3 was a big plus.
So this guy
this guy's not a fan?
This guy's an uber nerd.
He's more than a nerd. He enjoyed Star Wars music on the radio.
Yeah.
That should come with a man's hand on the back of your head, you fucking jerk-off.
How could he not be a fan of this show when he's such a big geek?
Hey, bam, ba, ba.
And then, here we go.
Todd Hargosh.
But when I checked XM's talk stations, it was a completely different story. In particular, my problems concentrated on two individuals, Greg Opie Hughes and Anthony Cumia.
What a douche.
Spelled Cumia.
Cumia. Now, I have followed these two back in 2000 when they arrived on WJFK as part of a syndication deal that also allowed Don and Mike to broadcast on New York station WNEW. Sure, the program had its moments, but most of it was unbearable and made even worse whenever I heard their associate, a bald-headed, big-mouth bigot named Jim Norton, shoot off his mouth.
Why do I have to be a bigot? I am a big mouth. I am a bald zero. But why do I have to be a bigot? Because I do racial humor?
I didn't know we were working with Archie Bunker.
Oh, it's just
bigot.
It's just awful.
It turned out that I was not the only one appalled by these three. as JFK, and here we go, as JFK's afternoon drive ratings went from first during Don and Mike's era to 17th.
He put an exclamation point, too, to really drive his gaming point home.
Yeah. How about we were doing very well during our tenure on JFK, and we would have still been there had we not been fired for the St. Pat's thing, unlike Don and Mike, who were thrown out of New York because their ratings stunk so bad.
And Philly and Buffalo and many other markets.
Yeah.
And the fact is, this guy, you go back to being honest, the fact is the show was still number one, men 18 to 49. That's the only reason that Anthony and I were in business on commercial radio. They didn't give a fuck about overall ratings. They didn't give a fuck about women. They didn't give a fuck about young men. It was all about men 18 to 49, and we were number one.
And then you jump into
the money
a market.
demo.
You jump into a market where a show's been there forever and been number one forever, and then you displace them and jump in. Of course, it's going to be a slow build. But it was a lot faster than Don and Mike's in New York. That's for sure. Why don't you mention what they went from?
And they weren't number one men 18 to 49 in
Nope.
New York.
No.
Todd.
We're trying to get him on the phone, so I guarantee he won't call back, but let's see if he does.
But on XM, they're much worse. Their constant obsession with attacking Howard Stern is one thing. I'll get to that later.
Will he?
Obsession? How about it's just, repression? How about that fucking asshole Howard kept us quiet for 4 years, whatever, that we were over there, by running to the boss and crying so we couldn't talk about him. So how about we're just getting it off our chest now, Todd?
And the reality
Why don't you mention that?
We don't spend that much time on Howard. It comes up from time to time.
Of course it does.
We slap him around a bit.
We have a little fun with it.
Yeah, we slap him around a bit, and then we move on.
Yep.
And he's got a little picture. It's got like a little gun, and it's got Anthony and the Opie, the caricatures, and he has bullet holes in them, and it's called Todd's Firing Line.
Yeah, and it's got a picture of him next
Wow, with an ironic look on his face, like, you don't want to get in my firing line, guys.
That's right. Look out.
We don't know what to do about this
Look out.
Oh, this guy is a jizzbag. Todd Hargosh.
Yeah.
We have to give out his website, of course, so people can go check him out. I think he's terrific.
On a gaming site. You find him. GameIndustry.com.
GameIndustry.com/Hargosh.
I'll give him a plug. I think they'll get a couple of hits today.
Yeah, I hope you guys check him out. And by the way, it says here, Todd's other interests include blah, 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 and you can tell him exactly what you think of his reviews, or just send him a note to reviews@GameIndustry.com.
There you go.
That's reviews@GameIndustry.com. You may want to enjoy his reviews.
One thing that really got me irked is their current assault on the media.
Did he really write irked?
Irked, dude. Dude, if you're irked because of the assault on the media, and I'm speculating here, but I assume this, because you actually think you're part of the media, then I kind of feel sorry for you. You're a blog. You're one of many people writing on a website that no one knows about. Please. This guy probably actually thinks he's part of the media. Basically, what happens is a member of O&A's cult sneak up on field reporters, hold up posters of O&A, and yell out stuff like, Opie and Anthony, XM Radio.
My God,
wow.
That's awful.
These attacks would occur at the most inappropriate settings, one of which actually took place when a reporter was covering a rape scene. For crying out loud!
That's probably what she did.
You're right, Seth.
The reporter was covering a rape scene for panties around the ankles and a punch to the face. He was covering...
That's terrific.
That's terrific. He was covering a rape scene for short skirt and high heels that she shouldn't have went out with.
Jesus.
Way to word it, stupid.
Reporter, covering a rape scene.
And they were reporting it because they were so concerned.
Yes.
Shut up.
For worrying about AIDS the rest of your life out loud.
Oh, that's funny.
No one...
Oh, and the reporter was covering a rape scene for spouse that can no longer look her in the eye because he subconsciously thinks she's dirty.
Oh, shame, 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 shame on you.
Wow.
You made Kelsey fall down again, Jimmy.
Kelsey.
Jesus. Well, all right. I was just being a bigot.
Here's a good example of him doing his research. No one was affected more in the assault on the media than Anthony Chien. That's right.
Oh, you douche.
Arthur Dickbag. Anthony Chien.
Oh,
God,
That's
people
right.
can't get over the fact that we got a reporter fired.
Oh,
I love it.
It's amazing.
I absolutely love it. Because he was stupid enough to turn around and start cursing on live TV. It's our problem. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Two guys came up behind him. You know the story. Said Opie and Anthony, XM Radio. Chien turned around and yells, "What the fuck is your problem, man?" Little did he know the program was still live, and as a result, Chien was fired.
No, he knew the program was still live.
Yes, he did.
He didn't even pause.
And then he just goes up. Granted, reporters are supposed to be professional and not snap out in the way Chien did. Who, Anthony Chien, you idiot? But still, when someone's pressured like that, reacting is in that way is understandable.
Another jerk-off justifying and over-explaining Arthur Chien's behavior instead of just letting him, as an adult, take responsibility for
that big oops.
potty mouth. Another
Potty mouth.
jerk-off.
But what makes me really mad at
Oh,
these
you didn't
two,
get that. This is pretty good,
Oh,
though.
what's that?
In my opinion, Opie and Anthony should take some responsibility for these actions. There is the right and wrong way to get attention. I know by writing this, I'm helping them out.
Oh, believe me, we are helping you. This is a case where we, sir, are assisting you. How many people read this guy's whatever it is?
Reviews at GameIndustry.com.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe you're a new fan of this guy's column. Maybe you agree with what he's saying. Feel free to write him and tell him that you agree.
All right, continue, man. Sorry.
But what makes me really mad at these two are the way they make blatant lies about Sirius. Recently, Sirius unveiled their Sportster Replay, a follow-up to their top-selling tuner. The Replay features buffer memory that allows at least 44 minutes of replay capability.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Okay, terrific.
Did you see the box? It says listen for almost 45 minutes.
I know, that's
you
what...
see, upsell a little. Shithead, you made our point, stupid.
He even couldn't go with it because he had to write at least. To confuse you a little bit.
44 minutes. You
Or
could get
is
upwards of 46, maybe.
Or is it 45-30?
Oh, God, that is funny.
And by the way, the line I used at CES was congratulations, they just reinvented the tape recorder, which was an accurate line. That wasn't slamming it, you silly goose.
However, Opie and Anthony, in their not-so-divine wisdom, ridicule the Replay, comparing it with, of all things, the MiFi, a completely different model. Yeah, a better model.
Yeah, one is portable and one isn't.
Right. It's different because it's better.
One you can listen to live, one you can't. You're right. Different model.
Why are you comparing this Ferrari to this Rambler? Well, exactly. The guy is making our point.
And
don't compare it with something really good that people enjoy that has hours of replay capability.
And then he goes, why? Because it stores 5 hours of music for portable use. This is the MiFi.
Yeah.
And also because O&A would do anything to bring Sirius down.
Right.
No, you ass. We know Sirius is going to survive. Jesus.
But just that a grown man would write, do anything to bring Sirius down, and then put an exclamation point at the end. You really should have your writing hand smashed with a mallet. You're not a good writer. You're not a good writer.
This guy's awful. Anyone who follows satellite radio market like I do knows the real competition for the Sportster Replay is XM's Delphi Sky-Fi 2. And in that comparison, the Sportster Replay's 44-minute and easier-to-read display, yeah, no shit easier to read because it's a big screen like a plasma television on your windshield.
They actually have one mounted on 42nd Street in Times Square, and it has a stock picker running across it. You asshole. Todd, oh gosh.
See, Todd, it's really big. That's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
It's really big.
Todd, oh gosh.
It's really big.
I've seen these things on the friggin' windshields. Have you seen them?
Yeah, you can see the display, but you can't see the
Hold
road.
on. Yeah, you can't see the goddamn road.
You have to sacrifice.
What happened? Hawk's yelling at
what,
Jimmy.
Eric, what?
Hawk is yelling at Jimmy.
No, I just said just
Shut
move
up.
back a little bit. He's distorting, that's all.
He was distracted because he was whispering.
No, when he was yelling.
Thanks,
Jimmy,
Eric.
you talk into that mic any goddamn way you want.
Right, Hawk. How do I
my sound. No, he's fine. He's right. I'll just sit back here.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Now Jimmy's out of the program.
Now he's all self-conscious.
Jimmy's now outside the door.
Oh, I bet you Todd Hargosh is happy the bigot has been quiet.
Right.
By our
Shut
own
up,
people.
you bigot.
I guess Hawk doesn't like what he's hearing from you.
What are you, pals with old Todd there, Hawk?
Yeah.
Oh, really? We really thought you were.
Yeah. Not at all. Way to go with the bit, Hawk. Jesus, what are you, an Islamic terrorist? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Not at all, guys.
I think you have your facts wrong, sir.
I certainly am not, for Pete's sake. And you can't compare, and this guy is right about the two things. You can't compare. It's like comparing apples and refrigerator boxes. Todd Hargosh is a bag of jizz.
But the bigger lie that gets to me more than anything, boy, everything progressively gets to him more and more.
Except Star Wars music. He loves hearing that pumped out through the speakers.
That calms him.
Faggot.
Is how Opie and Anthony refer to Sirius radios as archaic and huge. This is complete Bravo Sierra.
That was his big point, and I guarantee most people that read that said, what does that mean?
This is complete Bravo Sierra.
Please tell me. Please tell me what Bravo Sierra means.
It's in parentheses.
Don't know.
It is in.
You really know what it is, Ed?
Yes.
You know what Bravo Sierra means?
You know how they talk Alpha, Bravo, right? Tango.
Sure.
Things like
Tango and Cash.
Bravo,
please,
Sierra.
Please, if there now, let me just cut you off and put. If you tell me that this is kind of a thing for BS, like bullshit, I will throw coffee at you just because you're the messenger.
No, don't throw it.
I got my coffee.
No, don't
ready.
throw coffee at
Lift
me.
your coffee up, Jimmy.
No, don't throw it at me.
If you tell me that Todd is actually writing Bravo Sierra as a way to say bullshit on his non-profanity internet site, I'll throw up into the microphone.
That is complete Bravo Sierra.
Well, I don't mean to be such a bigot, but this guy is a real nutty lover. This guy. Oh,
wow.
It's BS. Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, you're a grown man.
Yeah.
How do you write Bravo Sierra as a little thing for... As a man, how do you do that?
Yeah.
I am appalled.
I'm more appalled that Anthony knows what Bravo Sierra means.
Well, Anthony's just a genius.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
This guy's obviously a real Charlie sucker.
I like the way we're copying out of the last word.
Yeah,
like
I know.
You're using sucker for sucker.
Sucker. Well, I could have said Sierra. Using his.
All right, go ahead, Anthony.
I hope this guy has sex with someone and gets apples. Why would he wish fruit on me? I don't even like fruit. Fucking literal idiot.
I own both a MiFi and a Sportster Replay.
Of course you do.
And aside from form factor and overall function, they're the exact same size. Sirius smaller radio, the
smallest
StarMate,
radio,
smallest, is identical in form factor and size to XM380 too. But then again, do you expect what do you expect from a couple of Howard Stern ripoffs who are in XM's back pocket?
Ding, ding, ding.
They're
There
in
we
the back
go.
pocket.
The Howard Stern angle. Can I just interject how ironic it is? Once again, that a guy, again, this is what a liar this guy is. It's like, I'm a bigot. All of the racial stuff that Howard has done in his show, which is fine, and I'm all for that.
Well, he's got a colored lady over there, so he gets away with it.
But do you understand? And then to point out
a black lady in a Dunkin' booth.
That you guys are wrong to have...
In a Dunkin' booth?
A Dunkin' booth. Yeah, you're right. Dunkin' booth.
Dunkin'?
That was awful. All right, I didn't catch it.
Jesus. I'm sweating again.
But to have an assault on the media as being wrong... Again, I'd like to know why you're not writing, and I mentioned this point, but why aren't you writing about how he played footage of somebody doing a prank call over a murder at El Al Airlines about Artie Lang? Or how about you're not talking about someone making saying that they were in the burning towers on a terrorist attack in 1993? And again, I'm obviously not a Stern fan, but he should have played those calls. But if you're going to criticize one, how do you disingenuously not criticize the other? That's what bugs me. There's these scumbags like this who are just fucking agenda-driven liars. Be a man. faggot, and just say what you want to say without hiding behind it's a tech thing.
Yeah.
Just say what it is you want to say, man. Holy shit.
I don't think Sirius has anything to fear from these two blowhards. What is this guy? Someone's grandpa? Blowhards, why you?
Are we full of bunk?
You're full of bunk, mister.
Yeah, for Pete's sake, that's Bravo Sierra.
He talks about...
My mother likes a blue car and her muffin.
Well, you could fast forward to the end of the article, because...
Yeah. Well, earlier this month, Infinity Broadcasting turned New York's oldie station into a format known as Jack, which acts like iPod Shuffle on crack. You know how funny anything with the anything on crack is. It's like an iPod Shuffle on crack.
What have we got here? Fucking comedian.
In the same vein, let me say, this guy is the writer from hell.
One of the DJs that lost his job in New York was a legend, Bruce Morrow, also known as Cousin Brucey. It was a travesty so atrocious, even a New York state senator demanded someone hire Cousin Brucey since he was such a staple to the Big Apple. That just isn't true. He's like anybody else that has a kind of a history in radio. That's about it. You don't have a shitload of listeners anymore, that's for sure. A few old people that like oldies were upset.
Thought the guy that was introing the records got fired.
Well, Sirius
That's all the guy
responded as they added Morrow to their camp. Like that's a big thing for the nation. Like that's a big thing for the United States of America, a national radio company.
And that's the difference between the two companies. XM took a peek at Cousin Brucey and said, you know what, it's going to cost too much money, and in a couple months no one's going to care anymore. And then you're stuck with the bill.
They also
XM is doing things a little smarter.
Yeah, they're worried about getting factory install deals and making units that you don't fucking strain your back picking up, not hiring some fucking... Oh, Cousin Brucey is fine, but that fucking awful Martha Stewart, $7 million a year?
And just hemorrhaging cash... picking up these talent that gets maybe a blurb in the paper, and they're just hemorrhaging cash with things like getting Cousin Brucey and the Radio Margaritaville he's crowing about here, the Jimmy Buffett channel. He goes, while I'm not a parrot head per se.
He's 75 years old.
It may surprise many of my readers that I do enjoy listening to Buffett. And I've been impressed with the station so far.
Now, what would surprise your readers is if you actually liked pussy.
Right.
That's what would surprise your readers.
What a complete tool this guy is. He's posing in his bio pictures with chicks, and he just looks like the biggest red-headed douchebag geek I've ever seen.
Todd Hargosh.
Hargosh.
I don't want to be in Todd's firing line. Uh-oh.
Catching his Bravo Sierra. Bravo Sierra.
How did you see that jerk?
What an ass.
What a complete ass.
What a complete ass.
Did you read the end of it, by the way? Did you have to finish it up? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want to get
It gets
to.
really good.
Oh, one thing for sure. Sirius is nowhere near archaic, but they definitely are huge with their aspirations. Wow, he got me there. I thought he was agreeing, and then all of a sudden, with their aspirations.
This guy is good at sucking a cock. I have been shamed by wanting to fuck Todd Harbosh's mother in the mouth.
With their aspirations, such events will continue until that glorious moment on New Year's Day 2006, the day Howard Stern makes his long-awaited satellite radio debut. By the way, I believe that's a Sunday or something.
Yeah.
It's not a...
Silly goose.
I think you'd have to wait another day.
So it's okay.
Currently listening to, he says what he's currently listening to, Radio Margaritaville. And Fred on XM. Definitely not listening to High Voltage. with your pals Opie and Anthony.
Thank God he's not listening.
And
to this
Most
program.
Wanted, what is Most Wanted?
Howard Stern's contract
with Viacom to end sooner than 2006!
Yes.
Exclamation point.
Right.
I would have respected him a little bit if he just stated his agenda right up front, instead of coming off like he's doing this whole big satellite expose.
Yeah.
So again, what's his GameIndustry.com reviews at GameIndustry.com. If you want to give this guy, maybe you agree with him, so maybe you want to give him some positive feedback. And look at his pictures, because he's a fucking tool.
I was waiting for something better, but that's sometimes that just works fine.
Dude, it's mind-boggling what an ass this guy is.
Oh,
his name irritates me. Todd Harbash.
That guy is a what they call a Juliet Delta. No?
I'm trying to...
You didn't get that one?
No.
Wait, a what? Juliet Delta.
Juliet Delta.
He
likes to pick up marshmallows.
A jism dealer.
Oh, jizz drinker.
Jesus. Wow. That deserves a real Carl Careful. Hey, look who it is. Look who it is. It's Bill Carl. You get it? I'm talking about your house.
Bravo Charlie. That's what they call you, right?
Yeah, sure. We're obviously looking at Ben.
Yeah.
All right, we'll break and we'll get into the gay pride audio next. How's that sound?
That's right.
Hotel Mike.
Hotel
yeah.
HHM.
HM.
No, two H's or one H?
One H.
Oh,
Hotel Mike.
Ben's Hog backwards.
Hog Mighty.
Oh, huge mule.
Oh. Jesus, you're like Pete from Manchester.
Rip off Todd Hargash's bit. It's failing miserably.
The virus is inside us. OAvirus.com. Assault the media. It's time to drop bombs. We're just pests. You can't exterminate with Black Flag. Your web page just got hijacked by Whack Bag. The gag order's gone. Time to go to war. Steve sees napalm burning down your door. It's hardcore. Apart from whores who dump on Norton's belly, the only other girl in his life is Bob Kelly. Not you. When he was a kid, he sucked cock too. These two obnoxious shock jocks might shock you. Ask Howard. He don't want to get involved. Slip in your PJs and light a Java log. Spread the virus. Spread the virus. Spread the virus. Spread the virus. Spread the virus.
And Anthony Show.
Bow down before the one you serve. You're going to get what you deserve. Now we sing it to you.
Yeah. Sing it.
And gets it. Keeping you out of that one, Jimmy.
Why? What do you mean?
It's bad for your business.
What do you mean? Well, what happened?
And we're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
Oh, no.
Gay Pride had a little parade this weekend here in New York City. So we sent a few of our young go-getters to interview the fine people that were checking out the parade and marching in the parade.
Boy, was it crowded this year, too. I actually tried to meet the guys, but I couldn't even get across 7th Avenue.
Jesus, they must have had a float dedicated to you.
Yeah, right. Someone actually came up with a more original Ben's Hog line. What? Ben's Hog is so big, I'll find it for 3. But I'll catch it and kill it for 10.
That's good. That's funny.
That's Ed from Merrick.
That was out of all the years, because I happen to live in the area where it ends.
Ooh,
yeah.
Where it ends. That's got to be great.
Well, where's that, by a cemetery?
That's very funny.
The best is there's a place where all the Red Sox fans congregate in that area.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them were coming in.
Oh, that's a perfect place to end the gay pride parade.
There was some real Boston fans,
in front of the Red Sox nation.
Get out of here, you fucking faggots.
There was a couple of those.
All the gay guys think the B stands for boys. Can I have that hat?
Oh, it's funny. Funny stuff. But I couldn't. Travis and Danny were across 7th Avenue in front of the Duplex, which the Duplex is one of the big places that they
the Duplex? Yeah, what's that all about?
It's a big complex, with where the boys hang out. They had
like
at
club?
noon. Yeah.
But what is it? I mean, is it like
it's a club, but at noon, the music was so loud already at noon and packed. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ben's just walking and herky and jerking. Like, look at that dance he's doing. Dude. It's called the Dude.
They were still out this morning at like 5:15 when I was
they
going to
were.
work.
Of course they were. The whole night they make of it. God, imagine how much just ass sex was going on last night.
Awful.
Ooh, wow.
And you want a guy? That's what you want on a float. A guy with a jockstrap and leather chaps. We want to adopt. Jesus.
Yeah.
Could you get gay people in suits and have them represent you?
Yeah, doesn't that really show people that they're responsible adults? That
we're not too sympathetic to your cause when you're dressed like that.
Hey, honey, there's a man in a dress with a basket of fruit on his head. I want him to have kids. And I'm for you guys adopting, but Jesus, you got to get better representation at the parade. You don't allow all aspects. And I'm sorry, there's some people you got to go, look, just stay home this year.
Stay home this year.
You're a little
We're trying
odd.
to make a point.
I saw a picture of a couple of gay gentlemen and their adopted little boy, and it just looked a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're holding him and smiling with each other and the kid, and I don't know, just a little odd. I know people grow up in single families, and I know married couples have their problems, and their kids grow up all fucked up, and they fuck them up and everything. But it's like...
But the reality is it just looks weird.
It just looks... And for the kid, I'm sorry. When you're going to school and you have two daddies, a lot
of these schools in New York, they cancel Mother's Day now because some kids don't have a mommy.
Yeah. Mommy. No, they can... And Father's Day.
They don't want to upset some of these... And Father's Day.
They have just kind of a Parents' Day.
Oh,
yeah, and that's
nice.
sweet. It's so inclusive.
Yeah.
I love that. I love when we just take what was traditional and just throw it away, make way for debauchery.
Instead of just saying, look, your lifestyle is alternative. Alternative means a little bit different. So there are times where, not that it's going to be awful, but I'm sorry, we have a traditional thing that we do.
You're the alternative.
Yeah.
This is now you got to suck it up and deal with it.
And have it on Father's Day. Well, you'll have twice a bigger party. Or on Mother's Day in your house, you'll have twice a bigger party. Why can't you just celebrate once a year because of your lifestyle choice?
Right.
And Ben's saying that Sirius had a float, too. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't see that one. But yeah, they have a float every year.
That's lovely.
How wonderful.
And there was a Rent Boys float.
A Rent Boys float?
Travis, there's so many floats, and just the guys dancing and guys in leather whipping each other.
Whipping each other in chaps and leather and cowboy
And you
hats.
wonder why society looks at you as odd. I don't care what you do sexually, but the straight community has plenty of deviants, too, but you don't see the Irish Day Parade, people laying on the back having logs dropped on their chest, because that's a segment of the straight community.
Hey, we keep it behind closed doors.
We certainly do.
What you're talking about.
But do you understand, you don't show certain deviant aspects of the straight community, because every community has that.
But for some reason, the gay community, they feel when they go out and do these events and parades, they have to really show their deviant sexual side. And that's one thing that as responsible gay people that want to adopt and get rights and health care and stuff, that's what they are trying not to portray themselves as.
It's all about just shocking straighty.
Yeah.
Shock straighty.
I just remembered
straighty.
there was a guy in a gimp outfit walking on the ground with another guy on a leash.
That's what you want. Because any conservative person is going to look over and go, yes, now I see their point.
So
they do need health care.
You're making yourselves punchlines, and by doing this, again, I'm not saying that these people shouldn't be allowed to do this, but to give people floats and to feature them like that, you got to say sometimes, like, look, you're I'm sorry, a little bit of an odd part of this community, and we love you, and you're a part of it, but we don't want you at the parade.
Yeah.
We're trying to get marriage rights and trying to convince America, like, look, and you want to be yourselves, but there are certain things you have to just kind of keep to yourself.
Yeah, and it's not like the old days. Now there's some serious issues out there. You make a great point.
Why can't gay people just stress? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Why can't they just stress the fact that we're in love and we're just like straight people? Our love is the same. Why does there have to be the whole sexual aspect? When in like the Columbus Day Parade, who I don't like, or the stupid Puerto Rican Day Parade, at least they stress the other cultural things in their community and not just a bunch of guys in leather getting their asses spanked.
Yeah.
Why is that a part of your community featured at the parade? When in the Puerto Rican Day Parade, they don't feature people getting spanked or getting blown or being whipped. That's a part of Puerto Rican pride or Irish pride or Irish lifestyle, not pride. We all have it, so we don't feature it. Why are you?
Yeah, it's featured prominently. It's all about their sexual preference, which kind of is what it's all about. Their sexual preference is different, but the guy, girl thing. So if they were just marching, there really wouldn't be, what would be their thing?
We're gay and we're in love and this is who we are.
Like in Ireland, the St. Paddy's Day Parade, it's the guys, they're wearing the green, they're playing the bagpipes. You suggest for the gay one they play the bagpipes and just maybe jerk what their mouth is on as they're playing it down the street? A little more subtle.
Everybody walks in robes. But no, you understand, I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. I don't care that they do it. But just don't complain when most of America looks at you like your punchlines. Don't complain when that's when you go, this is gay pride, and here we are. And it's a bunch of guys in short shorts going, la, 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 la. Well, what do you expect most of the country to do? Look and go, yes, that's who we want teaching our children. No, that guy with his ass exposed.
They're going to be horrified or laugh hysterically at you.
And that's what America's impression of you is going to be. And this is in New York where we don't care. I mean, look, I could care less. Believe me, I've said I'm for gay marriage, all that shit. But don't complain when most of the country looks at you like you're jackasses when you feature this at the parade. And it's a sanctioned by the gay community event.
Yeah, I don't care either way. We just got some great audio from the parade.
Absolutely
that's
right.
What I was getting at. Jesus.
I think they could do whatever they want. I find it very entertaining.
Yes.
I laugh my ass off looking at the news coverage and stuff. Because, again, the news people, too, have to be politically correct.
Of course
they can't comment really how they want to. They talk about how, well, this is quite a flamboyant display here at the Gay Pride Parade. Let's talk to a couple of gentlemen here. Hi, how are you, Daddy? With that voice, that friggin' tranny voice, and they're talking to him and not saying, why are you wearing a codpiece and nothing else, and how is this going to help your cause?
You should ask him honest questions. All right, right now, where is your father hiding?
Well, let's go to the audio. We have a lot more to say here, but you got to hear some of this audio.
Yeah, let's hear
it. And by the way, hi, how are you? All right, well, how long have you been writing for GameIndustry.com? You red-haired pole smoker.
Oh, someone's saying, how did they get Napoleon Dynamite to write reviews for him? I don't like Opie and Anthony.
From crack.
Oh. You guys having fun today? Nope. Why not?
Woo! I have a rash.
Oh, where is it?
Don't worry.
Does it itch, or is there
It just burns.
His asshole burns from too much man cock in it, is what he was getting to. Very subtly. He's being very subtle.
Right.
Why would the first thing out of your mouth, besides the cock, be, I have a rash, with that gay guy voice? Why? Hey, having a nice day? Yeah, it's a lot of fun out here. A lot of my friends are here. What else are you going to say?
And some wanting to be here.
Yeah, they're watching from a window somewhere. Their little dog.
Having broth.
Let's go to the next clip here.
He couldn't keep anything down today. Can't make it. It's not a good day.
Wow, way to make it real. Oh, that bothered me.
More on the rash, guys. More on the rash.
Like Frosted Flakes almost, but like in the milk for too long.
He was describing his rash.
All right. What the fuck, dude? God.
I should have set that up. Here he is describing his rash.
Like Frosted Flakes almost, but like in the milk for too long.
Jesus. That just means he was pounded the night before and probably all morning long, and then he's marching. You know what it's like when maybe you've taken a dump after you've eaten something that binds you up a little bit, or
Or spicy food. You get a little of that cranky ass.
Spicy food, and then you maybe play a little golf, or you're doing something that involves a lot of walking that day, and you get what is called cranky ass.
Sure.
This guy has beyond cranky ass. It's just mega cranky ass. That's just, imagine taking a shit that lasts 12 hours long, and it's going in and out. And then you get up and walk a parade route. Oh.
You seem bothered, Anthony.
I am bothered because this is...
You seem a little bothered.
They're so goddamn... What do you want? Do you want acceptance and rights? And do you want to be taken seriously as an alternative lifestyle? Or do you want people to go, this is why they can't have children, they can't adopt children. This is why they're not getting health care, because I'm not paying for this guy to get a new asshole, to get an asshole transplant.
Here we go.
Because he's banging all night long.
For something, he's getting an asshole transplant for something tighter, like a sinkhole.
Couple of stitches while you're down there, sweetie.
With that, here's the next clip.
Have you seen the floats? Maybe
yeah, we were watching the parade earlier. The HX float, hot. I even saw a penis.
Oh, well, that's a treat for him.
You got to see penis.
What is with the voice? What is the voice? Is that something that's... Because they talk about being homosexual. Is it something you're born with or something that you're raised with? What's with the voice? Is that is that something twined in their DNA? Or is that a put-on thing that you do as a gay person to show that you're gay?
Someone said... someone raised a point once. To me, it's like it's an impression of feminine...
Is it? It's like trying to be a girl?
Almost like someone once said that this is a good point. The gay people don't have any real role models, like growing up. So the people you look at, and again, this was just explained to me once, that the people you look at and emulate are women, because that's who you relate to more,
right.
And so that's who that like.
So
if
you start talking like it,
right? Like if there were more out gay people, like sports figures or whatever, maybe over time that would become more varied, and that's just.
And maybe the people they hang out with all talk like that.
I don't know, but they all have this like really weird.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's all that almost like a slightly nasal thing, and very weird and. What the fuck?
I know. I hate a funny voice. Oh no.
Hey,
Liddy. All right, let's move on.
Faggot.
Let's move on here.
I'm not a faggot. You can't put a dick in my lid.
Here we go.
What was your favorite part of the parade today?
Drinking.
The fags. Drinking. Say that again?
The fags. This is a gay pride parade? That's disgusting.
Well,
there you go.
A little irony there and making a little sarcasm.
Here's a guy describing what he likes about men.
So you are having a good time today?
Yes, I am.
What's your favorite part of the parade so far?
The men, the hard bodies, the nice, suckable, kissable lips. The hard dick.
Oh, yeah.
And the nice flaming balls.
That's also what people love about our own Ben. Ben Sparks.
The messy hair, the dark welder glasses.
The huge hog.
The huge hog. The little phone. I like the little phone.
The sexy herk and jerk.
You don't know which way he's going to go. And he put the chiclet to his ear and he talked to people about Boston.
Oh, and he laughed about anything.
He laughed about anything except for punchline. He laughed at facts. When you tell him facts, he laughs. And his pants are floods, but they only because of his big bulge. The pants don't go all the way down to his ankles.
I tell him how many T-cells I have left. He goes, that's not funny.
I tell Ben, I like Ben because he dressed like social studies teacher with a checkered short sleeve shirt. That's why I like Ben. And he said, dude, and tell same story 30 times in a row.
All right. We got more clips here.
Great.
They're getting better and better. Listen to this one.
Who's the best you ever had?
My first cousin.
Whoa. You had so you had sex with your first cousin.
Yes.
And it was good?
Very good.
Now how long ago was this?
I was 13 at the time.
Yeah. Ooh. Welcome.
I was doing coke with Tom Brady, and I had sex with him and my cousin. And a bunch of the Red Sox were there, and Mayor Menino called in to sing.
No more, dude.
Dude. Ha ha ha.
God damn! What the hell was that guy talking about? Sex with his cousin at 13.
Gotta respect that.
Yeah. Well.
What's your type of guy?
Black, white, Chinese, Mexican, all of them. Shit.
That guy just loves cock. That guy adores the cock.
You got to respect him.
Yeah, he dove headfirst into homosexuality.
Anything with a head on it, including Star Wars figures.
Mouth first. Jiminy cricket.
Hands at his sides, mouth first, right into that pool of dick.
That's it.
Here's
Doesn't
that same
care.
guy explaining why he effed his first cousin.
All right.
And you don't feel weird about telling people that it was your first cousin?
No, I don't.
You don't find that a little strange?
Well, shit happens.
On your dick. Shit happens. Shit happens all over my yam bag and.
When you're walking to the bathroom, it certainly happens. You're expecting for Willy Wonka to come by in that little boat.
Jesus. Well, that's Danny's audio from the Gay Pride Parade.
That's good stuff.
A little young go-getter competition is happening right now, because now we have Travis's audio.
This is nice. Two different takes
from the
on
Gay
the
Pride
same subject.
Parade.
Skinny as Travis is, they probably thought he was the parade marshal. that little swimmer's build, his glasses. He looks like an activist.
Oh, we loved it.
Jesus. Here we go. Here's Travis at the Gay Pride Parade. You enjoy yourself yesterday? Fantastic. It was wonderful, huh?
He's even got that beard going.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Guy can grow a beard.
Sure can.
Like Grizzly Adams. Little skinny Grizzly Adams beard.
My Lord.
I am La Libertine.
Okay, this is
What?
set up.
Certainly does.
This guy is describing his super gay outfit, Travis writes.
Super gay outfit. What did that look like?
Well, he's going to tell us.
Oh, okay.
I am La Libertine. I am the French whore who you have sold to your corporate greed.
What made you dress up like this?
Well, it's a carryover of a Lady Liberty outfit I've been doing for a while. It's kind of like political drag. And so it's just hot. So therefore, what I'm wearing is a very low-cut orange Speedo with a Lady Liberty crown, gold boots, and a yellow cape.
And what school would you like to teach at, sir?
Yeah.
No different than us. No different than straight people.
Give us your tired, poor, huddled masses, and I'll suck their cock.
Who was that?
Someone that wanted in on the program.
What happened to
They
them,
hung up,
Opie?
though. I don't know.
Where'd they go?
I don't know.
Hawk, go get them.
More Travis audio.
It's a communal gathering, and for people to...
I guess his needs to be described.
A little setup.
Yeah.
What the parade is about for him.
It's a communal gathering, and for people to witness each other in a big public way. There is something valuable when large numbers of people gather together, and just by the sheer numbers, it empowers people in their own actualization and acceptance of their sexuality.
Oh.
Sure does. Germany, 1945. That's right. Large groupings of people are always good.
As long as it's a large group together for any cause, it's good. That works.
What do you mean their actualization?
To actualize it.
Oh, okay.
Let's go to Sal. Sal, what's up?
Hi, boys. How are you?
Hello,
Hi, Sal.
Jimmy, I have a bit of a problem with your dishonesty today on the show. Essentially, you're saying that the people who go to these gay pride parades are the flamboyant ones, and they're the ones that come out, which I don't dispute.
No, okay, I'm not even knocking you.
Jimmy, can I just finish a thought? I know that's the way you work, but let me finish.
I'm letting you finish. I was talking with you.
I understand, but I wasn't done with my point, and that's how you have a conversation.
Well, sorry, stupid. I can't see you. I'm just listening to you.
Okay, stupid. Wait till I'm done talking, and that's when you talk.
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. So all
Shut
these
up.
people going out to the gay pride parades are flamboyant, understandably so. But
No,
then you're
some are
saying that-
flamboyant, not all.
All right, fine. But then you're saying that they shouldn't be afforded the rights based on the fact of the people who go to the parade.
No,
no,
wrong,
You have a
no.
problem saying that.
That's not what I'm
Nope.
saying.
Okay, so what were you saying then?
I am saying is, I even said, Jesus, this is why I can't stand people.
No one listens.
Dude, I even said I am all for gay marriage. I am all for gay adoption. And I've said that many times. What I said about this situation is that when you showcase that as part of the... And I know it's a part of the community. Straight people have that. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be allowed. It shouldn't be legal. But when you look at the rest of America, it's hard to say, yes, we think that this is a fit for adoption couple of human beings, or this is a fit to teach my kids couple of human beings, or fit to be a scoutmaster, when the parade is featuring... sexualizing things like that.
It undermines all the work that is done to try to show that it is just an alternative lifestyle and you should be afforded these rights and everything. And it completely undermines all that work because the rest of the country looks and goes, fuck these faggots. They shouldn't be given what they want because look at them.
Not say, but
they're
like, dude,
freaks.
like I like prostitutes, dude. I'm a pervert. But they don't feature me in the Irish parade with a hooker or a dominatrix. You know what I'm saying?
It just seems you guys need better leadership because once a year the spotlight is on the whole community and this is what you're showing everybody.
I understand, but isn't it respected that that's just a portion of that community?
Yes.
It's not the community at wide.
But then
is America going to look at that and go, "Wow, we don't want to fuck those quote unquote faggots"?
They are.
Hold on.
Don't shoot us because we're telling you the way people look at it.
I see it that way, but you're talking about a lot of people looking in that will not decipher that. This is their only. This is the only time they're watching people being gay, let's say, and it's not looking good.
But who are we talking about? If you're talking about the people on, let's say, the right or left coast who are more open-minded, they can know the difference. If you're talking about people in the Midwest, well, you're never going to change.
You're talking about the majority of the country, my
Dude,
friend.
the
You're talking about the
majority of the country.
majority of this country.
The majority of this country are Bible thumpers, and you're not going to change your mindset no matter who you put out there. So it's a losing battle.
But a lot of that's not necessarily true, man. That's not necessarily true.
So stand there online, dressed in a big line on the road, dressed in chaps and nothing else, whipping each other's asses, and that'll help.
I'm not saying it's an accurate showing of the community.
So how am I being a
It
hypocrite?
shouldn't be discounted in any way based on who you put in a parade.
How am I being a hypocrite? Let me ask you a question. Is my example not correct about straight parades or like say Irish parades or whatever, not showing a certain element of their community? Not that, again, they should be executed, but there's certain things that you know go on in your community or whatever, which should be allowed, but you don't showcase them at the parade that your community is sanctioning. I mean, is there not an element of the straight community that's not showcased at the parades?
Look, what I'm saying...
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you.
I don't understand your question. Ask it again. I don't understand what you're asking.
Is there not an element of the straight community that is not showcased at their parade? Meaning a very sexual aspect, and I raise myself as an example, liking hookers and all that stuff. That's a very big part of the straight community, which is, of course, kept quiet. They don't showcase that at the parade.
No.
So what I'm saying is, why does the gay community have to showcase every single element of their community and at the same time complain that America looks at them like they're oddballs?
I hate the fact that I see your point.
And you said I was being a hypocrite. I wasn't trashing the gay community. I don't care that element exists. I don't say it shouldn't exist. And I'm not saying that they wouldn't be good parents just because they're flamboyant. But when you showcase that and you say, this is who we are.
But are they really saying that, though? Are they putting those people out there and saying, this is who we are, this is all that we do?
Gay Pride Parade. It's the Gay Pride Parade. Of course it's showcasing who you are.
So by that theory, then, the Puerto Rican Day Parade is going to be all rowdy Spanish folks. That's all that they are.
No. What I'm saying is, though, there is an element to the Puerto Rican community, which exists in the Italian community, the Irish community, the black community, which is not showcased at the parade. And again, it's not that you shoot the people who behave like that, but it's not the sexual aspect of the Puerto Rican community is not showcased at that parade. I mean, yeah, there's people that walk around in like the stereotypical little teeny spandex shorts, and you get that at every group. There's drunk Irish people, but you don't have a float of the stereotype of drunk Irish people. They understand that exists, but you don't have that float. You don't have that celebrated. It's not crucified, but you don't have to celebrate it because you're trying to show the country the more positive side of your community.
I see. Okay. Understandably so. And let me just go on to one more thing, if I may. Your whole Gene Simmons thing kind of got to me a little bit, too, the way you trashed that guy in the air. And then when you meet him, you're hugging him. I'm not sure I understand a lot.
Jimmy's a little phony.
Dude, I'm a phony. You think I admit it. I'm a Starstruck idiot. I admit that.
We've pointed that out on many occasions.
And I admit that.
He's not getting away with anything.
Oh, okay.
He even admitted today, like, and I kind of backed down. I might have said something on the radio. He downplayed it.
Why? Because
it's part of who he is.
Yeah, but from a guy who demands honesty out of anyone who speaks, where is the honesty when it comes to you in that?
Dude, the honesty isn't about the fact that I'm human and I'm inconsistent. And I've said this. I'm explaining. You're asking me. I'm explaining.
All right.
Colin Quinn said about comedy, and I just quote this because it's one of my favorite quotes, is one of the things about the comics on Tough Crowd that he liked is that we are pointing out people's hypocrisies and all the awful things in society, and we're still honest enough to admit that we're as guilty as anybody in the game. I know I can be hypocritical sometimes. I know my reactions are emotional, and they're not always correct. I mean, I try to be honest in the reactions. They're not always correct. And Gene Simmons, for me, he was a boyhood idol, dude. My reaction was so angry because I was hurt. He was a childhood idol from the age of 7. And the guy just shot me down, and it just blew me apart. Maybe it's corny and faggy, but it was unpleasant.
Understandable reaction. I just figured if you're going to be going with that reaction, stay true to it all the way to the end.
But dude,
that's what I thought.
That's impossible, though.
I admit that part of myself. Yeah. I admit that I love Gene Simmons, and I admit, like, you know, I've even said on the air, like, I'm kind of over it, and he's still Gene Simmons, and if I see him at Babe Fest, I'll try to talk to him. I admitted that. I brought pictures for him to sign, and I immediately threw myself under the bus and said, yes, I talked to him backstage, and, you know, and weaseled out of it.
Okay, but is it fair to say you're a hypocrite who points out hypocrisy?
Yes, as it is fair to say that about any hypocrite or anyone who points out hypocrisy, any human being. Yes.
Totally understandably so, but you're on a national radio show screaming about honesty from people when, in turn, you are not always honest with people, and your feelings will vary depending on where you are. So
of course.
He's not in front of you.
No one out there is completely honest.
No
one.
Am I admitting
and everyone listening to this program has some hypocrisy to
them.
them.
No one's completely honest. Everyone's a hypocrite.
Of course not, dude.
However,
who said that? I never said that. No one's
on the air screaming about people who badmouth, and you go, oh, why don't you just be honest about your intentions? Well, then
I am honest about my intentions. Well, dude, I'm honest about my intentions. I am honest about that stuff.
Yeah. All right, so.
I'm not coming from one direction and hiding behind what direction I'm coming from.
Sure, Jim, because you badmouth Gene, and then when you see him, you hide behind that and say he's a superstar.
Hide behind what? I thought he was a
behind you say one thing.
Dude, the bottom line is this.
You say another.
You have a problem with me. You're trying to
catch. Honestly, Jimmy, I don't. I think you're a good.
No, I don't think he has a problem.
He still thought he was a superstar even when he was bashing him.
Yeah, even when I was
not delusional.
Dude, even when I bashed him, I admitted I had been a lifelong fan, and it was hurtful when he shot me down. I admitted that it was hurtful. I wasn't coming from this tough guy point of view. It hurt.
Okay.
So, you know, you react hurt. But after that, maybe you didn't hear the shows after that. You know, it goes away. The anger goes away.
You calm down after a while.
You know, of course you do, dude. And it wasn't like I knew what it was. I knew I overreacted because I was hurt. It was just a celebrity walking away. I knew it.
Time heals everything.
Yes.
Unless you're wearing a robe and then.
Fair enough. Back to the AIDS and whore jokes. You guys, thanks for taking my call.
All right, Sal.
Bye-bye.
All right. Why can't you guys find common ground in the fact that you both had dicks in your mouth at some point in your life?
Good point, Ed.
You very early on, and him only, what time is it?
Ed in Alabama. What's up, Ed?
How you doing, guys?
Hi, Ed.
Big Daddy, how you doing?
Hi, Ed.
Hey, I'm from Alabama. You know, I'm no Bible thumper.
No, but you're a very tolerant state to the gays down there in Alabama.
Yes, we are very tolerant.
That's right.
Yeah. I think you're ground zero for gay bashing.
They really are.
You're the worst.
They're the fucking Kabul of or the Karachi of anti-gay sentiment.
Oh, yeah. But I don't have a problem with the gays, and I don't. But I'm the same way. When you see this, I mean, come on now, it's a little bit ridiculous. Get out there, please. Like, yeah, we're going to jump up and say, yeah, let them get married. Oh, fuck that.
I think there's a big part of society, too, that's on the fence or in the gray area. They're not really sure what to think about the gay community. And then you spot like this, I got my decision made.
I do think a lot of people look at gay people, and as much as they don't like it, I mean, we have progressed as a society, and people realize, look, man, I mean, they have to be afforded the same rights. They are tax-paying individuals who should have the same property rights and health benefit rights as we do. And again, like Ope said, on the fence, man, and then it's like that kind of teeters them in the other direction.
Black and white. It's not. There's a lot of people they're just not sure, and they're still making their their decision, I guess.
Just because they're Bible thumpers, dude, who irritate me, it doesn't mean that you can never reach them. Because a lot of that crap, believe me, look at the church scandal. That really hurt the church. Mm-hmm. A lot of Bible thumpers stuck with them, and a lot of them walked away and said, "This is a disgrace." I mean, it's not like it was 50 years ago.
And also, there's some. People out there that might be future politicians, and they're still trying to make their decision early on in their lives, He made it sound like it's black and white, Sal guy, saying you either love us or hate us. But he's saying there's a lot of people that are still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And these people might be making some decisions for the gay community eventually. You never know.
Yeah.
Let's go to Matt in Indiana. Matt. Oi.
Ooh. Probably lying in front of someone's door.
Well, I think this guy was going to try to do the same thing that Matt was attempting. New Orleans, what's up?
Hey, boys.
What's up?
Jimmy.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, we got Essence Festival down here next week. It's kind of like a black gathering, but like you said, with showcasing, you don't see them running around with fried chicken and watermelon punching out.
Jesus, dude.
All right.
Well, black. You want to say like black parades don't feature the bad element of the black community.
It's negative stereotype.
Yeah, you just
is
don't
what that
do
whole
it.
the gay pride parade shows. Negative
they focus
stereotypes
on that
of
one
gay
thing.
people. Where if you were, as a straight guy, to make jokes about what you saw at the gay pride parade, you would be accused of spreading
Homophobia.
negative stereotypes
Yes.
and being homophobic.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you're just saying what you saw them doing at the parade.
Bunch of guys in leather chaps spanking each other. Excuse me, we're a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
How about the news clips
Sorry.
I just saw 2 minutes ago?
Just looking at the float.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
We got a couple more clips from Travis. Let's go to the next one here. This guy talks about how he accepted his gi.
Well, it was basically, on one level, just acceptance of my desire. It's something I'd known but was denying beforehand. What makes you know is like what feels right and what is natural to where your desire leads you.
YMCA blasting in the background. You notice that?
Yeah.
Could it be any more stereotypical?
One of the top gay classics of all time, by the way, Anthony. We're counting down the top gay classics all weekend long.
WFAJ.
See, that's why commercial radio is boring. It's the same shit, block party weekends and all that. Why don't you just, as a goof, do the top gay classics of all time?
It's raining, man.
Because that would be...
Hallelujah. That'd be a little too creative. And you can do it in a way where you're not, you're just doing it.
Yeah, it's being silly.
It's being silly.
Silly.
We're celebrating diversity.
It's Raining Men coming in at the 8th position.
Ooh, position.
There's really a list of top 100 gay classics?
Is there?
I don't want to give it away, but I bet the number one was written by Springsteen.
Jesus. Oh, okay. A little slow today. Jesus.
That's very funny.
All right, here's one more clip from Travis. How he knew he was gay.
Well, I had been having sex with men before I admitted I was gay. And I wasn't having sex with women at all. And so, there's all of a sudden this wake-up moment where, and it was also in the context of a friendship/relationship that started up with another man. So he brought me out by me obviously admitting that I was attracted to him or there was something going on between us.
If you're having sex with guys, you pretty much admitted that you're gay right there.
Yeah, what tipped you off, sir? Was it the hand-holding and making out with your friend?
Yeah, he's like,
to work on his perception skills.
I didn't admit I was gay. I was having sex with men and not having sex with women, but I don't admit it.
I was in love with my analyst like Montgomery from Fame, and then I finally realized...
Well, I was in a tree fort.
And he was going jeep, jeep, jeep,
My
jeep.
pal was asleep.
All right, we got Derek from Texas. You're a black guy that loves the show, Derek?
Yes. How y'all doing?
Hi, Derek.
And we got Chad from Chelsea on the other line, who's a gay guy that loves the show.
Ah!
Hey, guys.
Hi, it's Chad from Chelsea. How are you? Jimmy, I love you.
Thank you, Chad.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Come down to Chelsea and have a cup of Joe with me tomorrow.
Dude, I actually do.
A cup of Bob, a cup of Bill.
Last night I had a cup of Joe. He was fantastic, a big Italian gentleman. Anyway, listen, Jimmy, I disagree with you. It's a parade. Loosen up. Have some fun.
No, I agree with you, man. I'm not saying that they shouldn't do it. I agree with you, but I'm only saying it the way America perceives it. I'm not uptight about it. I don't care. I think it's great.
I don't care how America perceives it. I disagree. I don't think that gays should be allowed to adopt and get married. Fuck that shit.
That's around 110 pounds.
I love this guy, Derek, because he's trying to get a word in, and he's just amazed.
Derek,
by what
what's
he
going
hears.
on?
Oh, wait, Derek. With more men on the line. It's like a party line in here.
All right, Chad, let me explain. You're in Chelsea, and we got Derek in Texas. He's a black gentleman.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, I've got to loosen up, relax, take some muscle relaxants. Okay, I'm ready.
Take a motherfucking arsenic pill or something.
An arsenic reference. Wow.
Arsenic.
Jesus, was that an old
Derek,
poison reference?
Derek, you're from Texas and you're black. Is it true what they say about black men from Texas? Is everything big there?
Yeah, we got big ropes to strangle homosexuals.
Oh, God. That's a black guy saying that. Wow. A lynching joke after an arsenic joke.
Holy shit.
Oh, my God, Derek, where's the love? Come on. You're hurting my feelings.
The love is at the funeral parlor.
Oh, my God, you're a necrophiliac? I'm so into that.
I'm homophobic, claustrophobic, whatever fuck you want, but I don't like homosexual.
Wow. Oh, wow,
oh my
brother.
God, Derek, you are so incredible. You're turning me on, making me hot.
Well, put you on fire. Fire and combust, you motherfucker.
Oh, you know what? Well, fuck you.
Punch out or whatever you got to do, partner.
Partner?
Jesus Christ.
All right, well, Derek, you love it.
Derek, shut up, Blackie.
Blackie?
Jesus.
You showed him.
Yeah.
Well, he was mean to me. Fuck him.
Welcome to the Colgate Comedy Hour in 1938.
There's 5 terms better than that one.
Yeah.
My God.
French fries and hot grease.
I'll get a giant gay cross of gay Jesus and put it on your lawn. Fuck you.
Ooh.
Well, do
Derek,
like
comment?
And you take that cross and fuck yourself with it.
All right.
And make your head spin and spew out green puke.
All right, let's.
Like it.
All right, Derek.
Clever spin exorcist reference. Yay, Raven.
Jimmy.
Yes, Derek.
Shove a cock in his mouth, please.
Why do you have to drag me into this, Derek?
Drag your hog into this.
Jimmy, you're a great guy, man. I love you guys. And I just wanted to call in and say that I've been listening since March, and I've heard a few black guys call in, and they're not black. And they sound real like Master's been down the line with great-grandma or something. So I'm here to tell you I'm giving you the real black fisted approval because my ass is the blackest, trust me.
Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, man.
All right, Derek.
Black ass, thank you. Bye-bye, Derek. I still love you. Be good.
Thank you, Derek.
All right, Derek. We're going to let Derek go, and Chad, we're going to let you go as well.
Oh, no, wait. I just want to tell you I was on the...
You got to love Derek because he did every reference he did was before 1975.
Oh, I know.
Arsenic, lynching, and an exorcist. I fucking love Derek.
Why don't we wrap up this break with one of our favorite clips of all time?
Yes?
The Norm Macdonald clip.
Ah, yeah.
We love this thing. And then we'll play the Stephen Lynch thing, and then we'll take a break, all right?
And then what?
And then we could talk about teen boobies.
And there was another thing we had to cover.
And Tom Cruise. We have lots of
Cruise
show to
gotta
go. And Paul McCartney.
Yes,
Oh,
right.
The next hour could be
disgraceful. Disgraceful.
Let's go to this clip here.
One time I was doing this thing in San Francisco, and they were all gay people in the audience, they told me. So I figured I'll do
In San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to it.
Yeah, it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh, my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh, yeah, he loves cock. You know? This kid... He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to him.
To watch the maturation of you as an artist to realize it took you 9.5 minutes to get around to the sucking cock stuff. It's beautiful to see you comfortable in your own skin, Normie. All right.
I hope he's listening. If you are, man, this one's for you.
Here we are, dear old friend. You and I, drunk again. Laughs have been had, tears have been shed. Maybe the whiskey's gone to my head. But if I were gay, I would give you my heart. And if I were gay, you'd be my work of art. And if I were gay, we would swim in romance. But I'm not gay, so get your hand out of my pants. It's not that I don't care, I do. I just don't see myself in you. Another time, another scene, I'd be right behind you, if you know what I mean. 'Cause if I were gay, I would give you my soul. And if I were gay, I would give you my whole being. And if I were gay, we would tear down the walls. But I'm not gay, so won't you stop cupping my hand?
It's radio, you know.
We've never hugged, we've never kissed. I've never been intimate with your fist. But you have opened brand new doors. Get over here and drop your
Thank you.
The very worst of the Opie and Anthony FU line.
I want to give a big FU out to Donkey Sausage or Peanut Beauty 1 from Lockbag for not being able to fucking say cursing and trying to leave an FU saying cursing.
I want to give a big FU to Sodom. The only way he'll get off is if the trial is held in L.A. County.
I want to give a big fuck you to my next door neighbor. You crybaby piece of shit. My only wish is to come home from work and to see the coroner bringing out a black bag. Fuck you, Howard, you copycat motherfucker. I'd like to say a big F you to Jim Brewer. I seen you on the Stern Show on E! the other night telling your SNL stories like you did on O&A, being his best buddy, saying you're going to hang out when it gets serious. You fucking homo. Fucking hammer. Fuck you, you and fucking Stern. I can't believe you fucking turned on your boys O&A like that.
I want to leave a great big FU to my husband, who goes to work every day and leaves me home and doesn't think it's okay that I'm jealous that he goes out and eats in restaurants while I'm home with 2 kids.
Yeah, this is for Frenchie. Fuck you, Frenchie. Hey, this is Jim. I want to give a big FU to Brooke. Who the fuck doesn't shave the bottom part of their twat? Jesus Christ.
Hi, this is Ryan. I'd like to leave a big FU to Ted. Thank you so much for cheating on me, for being married and living with another woman and not telling me. This is a big fuck you.
Fuck you. Call the Opie and Anthony FU line at 1-866-FU line 1. 1-866-FU line 1. Well, fuck you very much.
All right. God, we got Tom Cruise audio going nuts on Matt Lauer on the Today Show.
Yeah, all of a sudden he knows everything about psychiatry and medications.
We got teen boob jobs on 2020.
That was on 2020, the teen boob jobs?
Yeah, we got a station in Philly that came up with a great new idea called the Assault on the Media. What? Jesus. This is why, you know... In a way. No, you know, when you talk about honesty, when Howard talks about these, you know, people ripping off bits and shit, this happens all the fucking time in radio. Somebody comes up with an idea, and these lazy fucks all over the country just jump on it. Eric Logan told me, he goes, now that you guys got that, you know, national attention for the Assault on the Media, he goes, you watch, it's going to be the biggest bit this summer. Everybody's going to do it in their local market.
That's right.
And then what happens is, you know, enough people start doing it, then people forget who actually came up with it. And that's what's really frustrating as a radio host.
Yeah.
So I guess there's a station doing it in Philly. I don't even want to give them the time of day, but just to mention that they're doing it.
Tell them, Fred.
I don't know. You go down the road.
Ripping me off.
I was asking people to tie bandanas around reporters.
That's right. Tell them, Fred. I've done it all. I've done it all.
Mm-hmm.
Assault on the Media. I'm the king of all media. You use media in a promo. You're ripping me off. Shut up.
Dude, what are you trying to do? You trying to get Todd Harbaugh all angry at us again?
I know.
Please. We've incurred the wrath. You guys got his firing line once. Do you need that type of caustic writing again? What are you, suicidal?
Take his guff.
Oh, my God. That kid, boy, when he gets upset, stay out of his way. Red-headed nerd coming through. The Empire Strikes Back theme playing behind him.
Wow. Hey, my hair is sort of red.
No, it's not. Yours is blonde and tussleable. You have a kissable blonde head.
It's that kinky red hair that has to be kept short, or else it looks like it's just been painted.
It's the type of red hair that goes perfectly with brass knuckles.
Right. Exactly.
Just makes you angry when you see it. You want to assault the person?
Anyway, John in South Jersey. Assault on the media copycats have begun. A local piece of shit radio station is calling... God, maybe a period, John. Jesus. Assault on the media copycats have begun. Period.
Yeah.
A local piece of shit radio station is calling for all its listeners to get their name on any news broadcast. The station, period. The station
this guy stinks.
The station is wired 96.5 Philadelphia. You invented that, didn't you? Hoo-hoo, tell him Fred.
Tell him Fred.
I don't want to correct my good friend Opie. But after assault on the media copycats have begun, shouldn't be a period, it should be a semicolon.
Semicolon, thank you.
Where's that?
You're right.
Have begun.
Have begun, semicolon.
Periods take care of all that shit, though, sometimes.
Maybe a dash. Perhaps a dash.
I like to do ... because the thought continues.
Yeah, but you can't use ... in the middle of a sentence.
I do, all the time.
Why would a semicolon go after begun?
Because assault on the media copycats has begun. I don't know. An English major would probably know how to explain this better, but it's just the beginning of a thought, and that's the following thought. It just would be. I mean, anyone who knows English better than I do, which is probably most of you, please call in. Have begun.
All right, here we go. Teen boob jobs on 2020, Anthony.
You don't want to deal with me on the English one, Anthony.
No, I wouldn't even try. I wasn't even going to try. Believe me, I am the worst. I am retarded when it comes to English. Spelling, I'm the worst. I am awful.
No.
I get annoyed like I'm a frustrated third grader. Like I'm home trying to type something, and I'm like, I have no idea how to spell this. And I get all angry, and I have to put it in Yahoo so the right one pops up. And
isn't that creepy? If Anthony had to write down his smartness, it would look really dumb.
Well, he doesn't claim to be a pundit. I mean, you don't claim to be a pundit.
No, but
you just
shut up.
But how he articulates is dare I say, brilliant at times.
Oh, thank you.
But those same thoughts on paper, it would look like a third grader writing.
He's a great explainer.
I'm not even kidding. I've known that for years with him.
Spell worth a shit.
Anthony is a genius, or as he would spell it, Genus.
I have no idea how to spell genius. G.
Be honest.
Hold on. Let me spell it.
Because this is one of Anthony's downfalls. One of his little things.
I know there's... See, it's not like it's...
Oh, my God, he's struggling with it.
Genius.
Are you being honest?
No.
Come on, you know how to spell genius.
No, I don't. That's one of those words that I always can't spell.
You know how to spell dumbbell?
How did you spell it there?
Genius.
Perfect. There you go.
Isn't there an O in there? Genius?
No, it's only in geniusosity.
I am retarded when it comes to spelling. I can't spell.
That's your
and
Achilles.
I've been that way my whole life, and it never fixes. I can't learn how to spell. It's the same words too. Every goddamn time the same words come up that I'm typing. I'm like, oh well, got to find another word for that.
How about received?
Yeah.
Hold on. That's the I before E thing, though.
Yeah, but that one's different, right? That one's RECIEVED, or is it EI?
I don't know. That one always messes me up too.
I think it.
I before E except after C.
Oh no.
I before E
except
after C.
Right.
Yeah, but I think that's different. Because believed.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah. Except
and
after
then
C.
Received.
CEI.
Why do they make those rules?
They're just
I
cuddles.
before E except after
cruel.
C.
Thank you, Jimmy.
I said cuddles. I was going to say cuddle monsters, and I cut the thought off.
But there are some times where it's not.
I know, and then they say something else.
Yeah, and then there's another little rhymey thing to make
AEIOU.
feel stupid.
Sometimes before C.
Sometimes
All right, here we go.
Before C.
Here we go.
Sometimes Y.
Boobs, teen boobs. God, teen makes everything sound hotter.
Teen boobs.
We came up with this observation years ago. Excuse me. Boob jobs. Boob jobs.
Yeah.
Sounds very hot. Teen boob jobs. So much hotter.
So hot. They can't wait to be hot, is what it is.
This is the latest craze.
They're not filling out the prom dress. Prom's coming up. They realize that they're not going to look as nice, so they go and have breast augmentation surgery, have some implants put in.
It's the latest craze. It's, instead of getting, a little money or something for graduation, you get plastic surgery is a big thing with the ladies now. Before they even enter college, they're getting the boob jobs, the lipo, the noses done.
Yeah.
What I don't understand with
I'm all for this, by the way.
Teen boob jobs, I think you got to wait for your body to completely develop before you figure out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, I don't think they're 13 having this done, are they?
They're like seniors in high school, so they're 17.
You're all grown by then.
18.
You got your tits by then.
What if you don't? A few ladies need to call and tell us that they developed a little later than 17.
17?
That's what I'm thinking. And so when you get the nice boob job, and then all of a sudden your body decides, no, I had some growth left in me, and you got to think the boobs start looking a little weird.
No, I think by 17,
it's kind of like when
chicks have their tits.
It's kind of like when you blow up something a little too much, and then it starts popping on the sides and stuff.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking might happen with these teen boob jobs.
I'd say by 17, girls pretty much have the tits they're going to spend the rest of their life with.
You're not a woman. Let me get some callers here to see what the outcome is.
I am not a woman. Indeed, you are correct. Wow.
Well, Jimmy, if he's,
I'll tell you one thing.
topless and you can't see his face, you would question. You would question
Teenager
absolutely.
or not. Teenager.
So John
13-year-old body.
John Stossel did his investigative.
It was John
report.
Stossel.
John Stossel still showing concern over dumb things.
Yeah, good. Still knowing that if you put teen in the title of his story,
of course,
that it's going to get ratings.
Of course, he doesn't give a shit about your teenage daughters.
What's the angle he takes on this? That it's bad?
Well, of course.
Teen boob job bad?
This first clip will be the hottest clip we play today.
Oh, well.
Even hotter than all those gay clips.
Ooh, stop.
Good luck.
Now you're lying.
Listen to this from Teen Boob Jobs on 2020.
The girl who just came in, Lulu Diaz, is excited to show her friends the high school graduation gift she got from her parents. They bought her new breasts.
Feel them.
At Lulu's high school, at the beauty school she attends in Long Island, New York, she says the talk among her friends is not about boys. It's about the girls' own bodies, how they look, and getting breast implants.
Wow. Ta-da, look. Oh, that was, Opie, the hottest clip of the day.
You think John Stossel got to feel him for his report?
Yeah, give a little squeeze. Her little friends are feeling him.
Ooh, how sexy is that? Feel these.
She got boobs. Oh, that's nice.
I'm a big fan of the breast implants, but that sounds kind of hot.
Teen breast
implants? Teenage girl sitting around with her friends, telling them all to feel.
Playing kissy games.
Ooh, of course.
When are we going to have our next teen party? This is Satellite Radio.
How about our first teen party? Have we had one since we've been back on?
Not since we've been back. I don't know.
It
It all seems a little creepy now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It all seems just a tad creepier now.
All right, here's the next clip.
Don't you just have one every night anyway, Opie? A little sleepover.
Do the math.
Welcome to the My Idol and Anthony show.
That's great.
Do the math. Let's see. Let's go to Andrea in Ohio. Andrea.
Yes, sir.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up?
I just wanted to let you guys know I got my period when I was 7 years old, and I still was growing in my boobs when I was a freshman in college.
Got your period? Is that what you think it was? As you were in the tub crying?
What?
No, it wasn't your period. It was something awful happened.
No. I actually did think I was dying, but whatever. No, I just wanted to let you guys know. I mean, I was really early developer, and I was still growing my boobs when I was in college. So.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're in college growing boobs.
Well, I mean, I was a freshman in college. I was 18.
I don't buy it.
I know what this girl's all about. Let me explain something.
Go ahead, Ope.
Because I went to college, unlike you two.
Yes, you did.
I learned a lot of useful information in college.
Valuable lessons.
Andrea, I want you to be honest with me.
Okay.
How much did you weigh when you graduated high school?
I was a swimmer, and I was about 140.
140, and you were a swimmer? A tall gal?
Yeah, I'm about 5'8".
And by the end of your freshman year in college, how much did you weigh?
I was still swimming at 145.
5 pounds.
You made Opie's point.
What? 5 pounds is going to give me a whole...
There's a little thing in college called the freshman 15, Anthony.
Freshman 15.
And when you gain the freshman 15, everything gets a little bigger on you.
Right, including boobs.
Including boobs. But I don't know if she's being honest with me.
No, I'm being honest with you guys. I seriously was an athlete. There's no way you can gain that pounds when you're swimming 5 hours a day.
So you were still growing boobs after college?
No. My freshman year of college.
Freshman year.
Is it possible she had a freshman 5, Ope?
I had freshman 5, yeah, but I mean...
Honestly, when we talk about the freshman 15, that's being very generous.
You saying it's more like the freshman 40?
Oh, my God. Some of these girls, you can't believe it's the same girl by the end of the year. Cannot believe it. All right, thank you, Andrea.
All right, have a good one,
Thanks
guys.
for nothing.
I know, she didn't help me out at all.
Not at all.
Let's go to Jeff in Chicago. Jeff?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey.
Dude, I got to tell you, this girl I dated through high school sweetheart, no tits whatsoever as a freshman, nothing. We went to high school, senior prom, still nothing. Didn't even have to wear a bra, this bitch, but she gave great head. But anyway,
Jesus.
I ran into her about 3.5 years later. She had huge, like double D tits, man.
How do you know she didn't have implants?
Well, like I said, I moved away. I didn't really know anybody in town, but she swore that she didn't because I couldn't keep my eyes off of her tits after. She's like, hey, what are you looking at? Come on.
She got the implants.
What happened? What's wrong? She didn't. So I don't know. I knew her. We were like best friends. She'd tell me the truth, but
maybe she got.
I thought it was strange. After high school, she'd get into these huge tits, and I don't know.
Maybe she got hypnotized to have bigger boobs.
Yes, because that works so much. God, I totally forgot about that when that hypnotist was in. We were goofing on hypnotism and everything, and there was actually a hypnotist out there.
This guy rocked. He traveled the country doing radio shows, making girls' boobs bigger through hypnosis. What a load of shit this was. Because the girls all wanted to believe.
Talk about your Bravo Sierra. Asshole.
The girls would announce after their session, which lasted an hour to, 2 hours, that they grew a half an inch.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he's measuring all different.
Just measuring a little looser.
Yeah, at the beginning, he's got him sucking in and tight and pulls the tape measure real tight, and at the end, it's loose.
Yeah, it's like... And we're looking at these flat-chested bitches, and all of a sudden they have to step up to the mic, and the hypnosis is there with his tape measure, and the girl's all hoping and wanting, like,
You
gained a half an inch.
A half an inch.
Oh my God!
And if you keep doing it, do they feel bigger? They do feel bigger.
Now, if you order my tapes,
my tapes really get into it. And you can do this at
You're
home,
still writing
and I'm guaranteeing...
Paul McCartney jokes over there.
Shut up.
Sorry, Anthony. But we had him on a few times.
Yeah. And I'm guaranteeing you could... Just stop. Just stop.
All right, here's another clip from Teen Boob Jobs from 2020.
Lulu's friends were getting breast implants.
It just made me want to get them done just right there. And then when I graduated, my parents were like, all right, congratulations, you got a boob job.
When she was 18, her parents had bought her a Jaguar for graduation. But she didn't want a car. They told her, okay, you can trade in the car for new breasts.
You want my boobs? Yeah.
These parents.
Wow.
Wanting to be their kids' friends.
Gotcha, Jag. You know what I got my little girl? The Jag. Got her a Jaguar. Great. Ugh. Wow, spoiled brat.
Good father. Get your daughter big tits and then send her to college. That won't be attractive.
Yeah, send her off to college with brand new huge implants.
If I was a father, I'd get my daughter a cleft palate.
Damn it, that's the line. Yeah, with all the binge drinking going on in college, I don't think this would be a problem.
That's great.
I get my daughter a big fat nose and colitis.
Yeah. She goes to college without her bras. That's great. Way to go. Way to do some of that parenting. Good
You're
one,
right. Stop
Dad.
trying to be a kid's friend.
You're smart.
Good one, Dad.
Good one.
Lil Connor from Whackbag. Don't just write, look who's on Regis. Because maybe we can't. Could you just put who's on so we can decide if we want to change to it or not?
Hawk,
You
turn that channel.
asshole. I enjoy your name, though. It's very funny, but
Regis
Jesus
ended
Christ.
a half hour ago.
Yeah, it ended. Like, what do you...
Who's on Regis, Hawk?
You're an idiot.
Looks like Dan's almost snatching his
These
finger
are
off.
the email All right, now you're banned. I'm banning him.
No, don't ban
I'm
him.
banning
Ban
him.
him? He's
Because
ban
he
him.
was an idiot with a stupid message much too late.
But he's trying.
But he's
Anthony.
trying, Anthony.
I wield an iron
Is he an hour behind us? Maybe Regis is being shown late where he's from.
Maybe like Jimmy, he just got a little nervous.
Maybe, do you know what happens? Sometimes something will happen, and I just get scared.
maybe he's just scared, Anthony.
Maybe he got shy.
All right, I won't ban you,
All right.
but use a little common sense next time. If you're out of our time zone, you don't just put look who's on Regis.
All right, here we go. The next clip, Anthony.
Yes, sir.
Teen boob jobs on 2020.
Yeah.
Jimmy's writing for the next segment of
Oh,
the
no.
show.
Notice that Lulu's friend, Jennifer O'Brien, has different body language. She covers up her breasts, she says, because they're too small. She pads her bra.
I buy B's, but I am an A. Like, I wear, like, 2 bras, 6 shirts. Like, I layer all the time because I feel so little. Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
She envies Lulu's new look.
Look how much confidence she has. Like, she's, like, look at my shirt and look at her shirt. Like, you know.
She has a scarf to cover
like,
it.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I want her confidence.
A teenager named Lulu with big fake tits.
Oh,
Boy, that's not an Aruba trip waiting to happen.
the pole. She will just be swinging around the pole.
I bought Lulu new tits.
This is truly the best tape I've ever seen. Heard.
How about
Whatever.
How about having
Stink.
parents that teach you to accept your body and telling you that little small breasts are perfectly sexy, which they are, and perfectly, unless you're fat. If you're fat, you have small tits, shoot yourself in the head.
We call those flatsos.
I know.
Like Rosie O'Donnell is a flatso.
Just pump a bullet into your own cheekbone because you're worthless.
Nothing to offer.
But if you're a slender, svelte girl and you have small bosoms, it's perfectly acceptable.
You hide the fat gut underneath some covers. You could always get the TF in. They got the big cans.
Hey, we got audio of the
Flatso.
We got audio. We got audio of the same girl after her boob job, I guess.
Really?
She lacked the confidence, and now let's see how she sounds.
6 months later, here's the new Jennifer. She says her new breasts have changed her whole life, changed her personality.
I am a loving and caring person, and I'm outgoing. But the way I used to dress and my body language didn't say that. And now it does. Because of boobs, yes, but
And has this changed your life?
yes.
Can't keep the cum out of my cleavage.
I feel like a different person. I have so much confidence. I, like, do and say as I want. Like, I don't hold anything back anymore.
Oh,
And
this girl's got problems.
And my stepfather's finally tucking me in again. That's nice. I finally gave her the ability to speak. That's lovely. I guess guys now listen. Now guys
Yeah.
are just pretending to listen to you instead of looking at your chest going, fuck off, almost a guy. Now men are just pretending that you're interesting, you idiot.
Yeah, really. It's all a farce.
Almighty. I now say what I feel.
Here's the girl's mom.
I think every parent gives their kids gifts every day. This is a gift of love from us, and we see a difference
To
in
every
her.
guy she's with.
What did it
cost you?
A lot. A lot. Wow. But I don't think you can put really a price on your child's happiness.
But the price of her child's implants was about $7,000.
Jesus.
What
Mom, wake
awful
the fuck up.
fucking parents.
Stop being their friend.
Unless your kid has a medical problem where, you know, there's something wrong with the breast, you know, you have to get like a breast cut. Then it's different, but if
I kind of get the self-confidence thing, but not when they're still like
Teenagers?
teenagers in high school. You get a little older and it's something that has bothered your whole life, and I'm all for it. Go for it. Have fun. But at that age,
how about teaching them self-respect and something like that? You idiot. That's a parent just trying to be young and hip and communicate with their kid, man.
Yeah, be a pal to their kid.
My parents were never my friends growing up. They're not even my friend now. They need money. I'm charging them interest.
Have some
How about
audio.
a car crash on that one? Oof.
Oh.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
kind of liked it, actually.
Thank you.
That was
you
the
could've-
mother?
You could have indicated by doing something that resembled a smile.
Well, sometimes you let the listeners smile in their cars.
That's
a good one. Because that's what it's about in the end.
You don't want to hog all the smiles.
It's not about me smiling, douchebag. It's about
I
the
know.
listener enjoing your little...
But it's about you, because I see you
little
guys.
joke.
But when I do something like that, it doesn't get a laugh.
Aw.
I get sad in my heart.
I love that.
That was the mother?
Yeah.
Because we have a clip from the father now.
She was the greatest piece of ass I've ever had, and I've had them all over the world.
You're a filthy whore!
And a man in my position can't afford to be made to look ridiculous.
All right. Let's see. We have another clip. Another girl before her operation, Anthony.
Now 19-year-old Catherine Hootridge wants them too.
You're having this done today?
Yeah, right after this interview.
Nervous?
A little. You know, I'm nervous of the pain afterward, just like any human I think would be. But I'm more excited. You know, it's, like I said, it's something that I've wanted, and today I get to have it.
I don't get it. Do you think maybe you have a body image problem? Because you look fine.
You know, if I didn't get them and I was in the circumstances where I couldn't afford them or it just wasn't possible, I would be fine with my body.
But Catherine can't afford it because it's her parents who are writing the check.
Do you think her breasts are too small?
I think she looks fine the way she is.
That's
but
convincing.
It's not my choice, and it's something that'll make her happy, and if it makes her happy, I'm happy for her.
Hello, cutie pie.
Yeah. 19 breast implants.
The FDA says about 40% of augmentation patients have at least one serious complication within 3 years.
Well, then I had 1 to 3 years of my life where I felt great about myself, and you can't take that back.
You're going to have to probably have another operation. That adds to the risks.
Doesn't scare me.
Doesn't scare you a bit.
Not at all.
Mm-hmm. Hey, are you about size 14?
One last clip here.
It's something. It's so hard to explain how something so materialistic and stupid can just make someone feel so much better about themselves.
Materialistic and stupid. Sounds right.
But it's what I wanted.
These are kind of chunky and big.
And it's something that's going to make me happy. And I don't have any regrets at all.
Whatever.
It's when they start talking. Jesus Christ.
I know.
Shut up.
Daddy's big disappointment.
Yeah, the father. Where was the father?
They're not
Hear any
talking
clips
to-
from dear old dad?
You're not talking to the father.
You know, that was the mother just going, she wants them, she's got it. I'm not paying for her fucking tits. She wants them, You know, there was a big argument, and the mother goes, don't worry, you'll get them. The father doesn't want that. What father in his right mind wants to exactly send his daughter to college with brand new huge tits?
The father wants to duct tape them down before she leaves the house.
It might have been just the opposite. The mother might have said she really doesn't need them. Yes, she does.
She does.
Did you see her by the pool the other day? How am I supposed to jerk off from the kitchen window looking at that?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Listeners are checking in. No, Jimmy, we weren't smiling either. Pricks.
As you shouldn't have been.
Bastards.
It was awful.
All right, we got some Paul McCartney news that we'll do after the break, okay?
All right.
It's E-Rock Radio.
I love E-Rock.
We love E-Rock Radio.
E-Rock? What's that?
E-Rock Radio.
Yeah, I like them.
It's hot.
It's cool. E-Rock.
E-Rock?
E-Rock Radio.
He's evil.
He's a bad guy.
He's not true to himself, and he's just ugly, and his nose is falling off.
I don't love it.
He's an asshole.
Eric Nagel is this he's this bisexual, incompetent radio guy, believe it or not.
I don't like listening to him, and he's not really that smart.
E-Rock can go fuck himself.
Someone get in the bath, the bath, the bath, the bath on you. If someone get in the bath, the bath, the bath, the bath on you.
Yeah. Good point, Ben.
All right, before we move on, we got Paul Anka checking in. Mr. Anka,
Oh, yes, I was wanting to say the girl gets tits.
Wow, you could have had the line of the day.
What a delivery.
And the delivery was the worst.
Absolutely. Sorry.
The girls get tits!
The girls get tits. The girls get tits. That guy's delivery was awful.
I just want to say that the girls get tits.
The girls get tits. That's nice.
Oh.
You selling Amway, stupid? That was terrible.
You ever have to sit in one of those?
No.
You didn't get dragged into an Amway meeting during your life?
I went to
That everyone has.
I went to one of those pyramid scheme things, but what happens is when I have to sit too long, I get antsy.
You get a little antsy.
My feet kick.
You get scared. There's new people there.
And save that discussion for tomorrow.
Of course.
I'm actually going to write in my little pad of things to do for tomorrow.
When I was destitute.
Ask.
And the vultures from Amway see it and decide
Ask Anthony about
that you're a good mark.
Amway?
Yeah.
Amway meeting. All right. A lot of fun. Well, we got one thing to do tomorrow on the show.
Look at us preparing for the show before our show's even done.
Man, at XM, they get so frustrated with us. They do that signal guide, and what is it called, XM signal guide or whatever? And they want to promote our show.
All right.
It's
What's
our
coming up?
And I get email from listeners all the time. Hey, dudes, you're not mentioning the signal guide or whatever it's called, and the reason is because we prepare the show on the fly.
Yeah.
We can't actually tell people what we're going to do Wednesday.
How about telling fucking Boston Hog to just make something up and fire it out?
That's what we should do.
Yeah, what's the matter with you, Ben?
Like
Improv.
some real over-the-top, ridiculous things that we never could do.
We'll have an interview with President Bush on Friday.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Let's start that immediately.
Do that. Immediately.
All right, we got some Paul McCartney news, everybody.
What happened?
Yeah. Just trying to decide what clip to play here.
Can I just...
We did that in AW.
What?
We did that in AW, and I got in all kinds of trouble. Remember we felt like Russell Crowe was coming on the show and all these years, remember?
Do it again.
Dan the Man.
Get in trouble again.
Yeah. It was one time Ken got kind of mad.
Can I just inform
one
listeners?
That's the one time
me.
Ken got...
No, I saw another time he got mad at you two.
You think? You think he got mad that time? Holy shit.
Packed up his stuff.
Yeah.
Our boss quit in front of us. That wasn't too awkward. We had to tell him he couldn't quit on us. That was the most bizarre conversation ever in my career. We've told it a million times.
Should we do this tomorrow, maybe? Or do we want to do it now?
We got time.
Okay.
I know. All right. Well, now I got to write for tomorrow.
No, I'm talking about the McCartney.
Talk about the time. Now we got two things to do
No,
tomorrow.
I was saying do Ken Stevens now and then do McCartney tomorrow.
Ken.
Whatever you want.
No.
Okay.
Ken Stevens quit.
Why is he on TV right now looking like the BTK murderer?
We're getting that audio for tomorrow. Oh, audio. BTK.
Yeah, this guy's crazy.
We're kicking ass.
Audio
If I
tomorrow.
may say, he's crazy.
Guys, tomorrow's show is
Going
shaping
out
up
on
to
a
be a
limb.
really good one.
I'll tell you about my Fantastic Four picture.
Okay.
What?
What about Jim Gaffigan?
He's coming tomorrow, too.
Oh, Gaffigan's in tomorrow?
Okay. All right, here we go. Paul McCartney news.
What happened?
Well, Paul McCartney's wife suffered a miscarriage
Aww.
just a few months into her latest pregnancy.
Oh,
The latest?
That was reported
terrible.
last night. The former Beatle and Heather Mills, who desperately want a brother or sister for their 20-month-old daughter, Beatrice, were said to be shattered by the loss.
Paul McCartney's got a 20-month-old daughter.
Yeah.
Another selfish bastard.
Why? He's going to leave her Beatle money. She won't miss him.
Yeah, all right.
Where's
that's
Dad?
true.
Who cares? Give me the Benz. Dad went bye-bye in the box. Yeah. Put on a rubber sole and get me the Benz.
Good point.
You know, right when I said that's selfish, I was laughing at myself. How selfish is it that she's going to get billions of dollars?
Fucking kid has Beatle money coming.
Yeah.
I love both my parents, but if I had Beatle money coming, I'd tie both your hands behind your backs and kick you into a swimming pool. If it was Beatle money coming.
It certainly sucks to lose a parent, but man, that would cushion the blow.
Oh, Beatle money?
That would
Beatle
cushion
money
the blow.
comes in?
It sure would.
You lost your pops, but good news, he had a mansion all these years that is now yours.
Dry your eyes
In the
and
Hamptons.
sit in the reading of the Paul McCartney will?
Yeah.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah, he was a great guy. He had what?
Yeah.
Friends said the couple are determined to keep trying for another child.
Aw. Well, that's good.
Well, a lot of times... I just think it's terrible. You have any...
What? Oh, I was just thinking you could rename a few songs, perhaps. Maybe Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Nursery.
I had Sergeant Pepper's Broken Hearts Club Band. Well, how about this one? She loves to boo hoo hoo.
Oh my God. Splat, splat, Heather's bloody fetus ran down her one good leg. Do, 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 do.
Can you guys turn off the lights when you're done? I'm going home early.
My kid looks like a lumpy red submarine.
That's a stretch.
She loved that goo, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loved that goo, yeah, yeah.
Oh. Suddenly, that crib's not the happy sight it used to be. There's a screaming woman sitting next to me.
Oh, Lady McCartney, stewed tomato at your feet.
Hey, Jude, don't be so blue. Take a fat gut and make it thinner.
Hey, we got the karma guy back. This guy loves to call in these situations.
Oh.
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, this is Matt again from Jersey. Jim, there you go again with the karma thing. I hope if you ever have kids, it's born severely retarded and Down syndrome affected.
You and me both will have an hour of new material.
Well, it's pathetic. What are you doing? Why do you do this?
What's
it's
that?
going to come back and haunt you, jackass.
You think so?
Absolutely. No doubt. And how do you make jokes like that?
I'm a good writer.
They're not that funny.
Are you kidding me? These are hilarious.
I don't think so. Well, it's going to come back and haunt you. You'll have a retarded kid.
So I'll kill it.
You'll kill your retarded kid.
Yeah, I'll give it away. Just selling it to child porn. You know how you do.
Al in Jersey. What's up, Al?
Hey, guys. I want to hold your underdeveloped hand. Punching out.
Hello, hello.
It landed on the bathroom floor.
Oh, blah dee, oh, blah da, that's my kid. Wah!
Ed in Jersey.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Hey.
While my one-legged wife gently weeps.
How about happiness is a live birth?
Aww.
Oh. Old brown shoe with a red spot on it.
A long and winding umbilical cord.
Oh, I knew this was going to be a reprehensible break.
Oh. 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 My uterus is starting to run. Oh. The listeners are chiming in now. Oh. Oh, God. Let it bleed. Let it bleed. You're awful. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yes, Scott.
Lucy on my thigh, she's dying.
You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that. They're horrible. Yes. Yeah, now I'm just reading off instant feedback.
Anthony.
It's a red and slimy frog. Get me a mop.
Oh.
The listeners have taken over. They have taken over.
There goes my son. Doo 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 doo. There goes my son. Come on, we told you it was going to be deplorable.
Joker.
Yeah, hey, picture yourself on a red bloody river.
Who's this guy? Chris from Boston. Maybe I'm amazed at the way you hemorrhage all the time. That's horrible.
Penny Lane, the doctor helps another customer.
Pedro.
Baby in the bowl, miscarriage. I'm out.
I put a... I put a pad over the hole that the fetus fell out. Oh, it's horrible. Oh.
Scott.
Suddenly, my fetus just fell out of me, and now I'm starting to bleed.
Oh, horrible. Oh. Phew. Wow. Whew. All right.
Help! I need a doctor.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
What's up, Mike?
Come along, the magical miscarriage door.
All right.
This is the most horrible thing we've ever done.
I can't even make eye contact with other
I know.
people in
I
the
can't
studio.
look at anybody. Oh. Whew. Horrible. Your listeners are even worse than we are, too.
Just awful.
Oh.
Sean in Jersey.
Back in the trash can you are. I don't know how lucky you are, girl.
Oh.
That was repulsive.
That was really bad. I'm reading the listeners, and they're really awful.
Al?
Yeah.
Al?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Blood down between her knees. Got to be a fetus 'cause it's trying to breathe.
Oh. Take off your leg and I'll get you a mop and I'll...
Randy.
Yo.
Hey.
Yesterday, I had a kid. Wait.
Jesus.
Heather, you're not gonna carry that child. Yeah, there's a lot of I am the fetus. Boo-hoo.
You like that one?
That's very funny. Oh. That's horrible. Adam from Deal, New Jersey. Hey, Mrs. McCartney, what did you kill?
Snot Rocket.
Yo, strawberry panties forever.
Oh, God, forgive me.
Oh, please.
Eleanor Rigby leaves a lump on the floor where a baby had been.
Oh, horrid.
Oh. I really don't feel good about this.
No, I'm done.
Me too.
I think I'm finished. Shame, shame, shame.
Shame, 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 shame on you.
Oh.
I really feel like I need a shower.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Horrible. You've been waiting all day to do it.
I know,
Yeah,
but
and then you do it, and it's like, oh, it's horrible.
I know.
Oh. We could end with Brother Joe's song, Lady McCartney.
Oh.
Can we end on something nice?
Something happy, pleasant. Oh, that was horrible.
And I'm not just saying I feel bad because I ran out of lines.
Jeez, they have a lot of songs.
I sure do.
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the Joe song?
Mm-hmm.
Righty. Look at the time.
I'm just back timing.
Backpedaling.
Now we need to kill 16 seconds.
Oh, that should be easy. Just sit here ashamed of ourselves.
Just let the awkwardness just kind of waft around.
That was a reprehensible break.
And with that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Check this out from Brother Joe.
Lady McCartney used to have 2 feet. Plain to see your lower half's incomplete. Save lots of money, got a great excuse. Get half price on pedicures, boots and shoes. Every night she takes off her prosthetics. Hops in circles when she tries to run. Yes, she only has to tie one shoelace. She has a stub. Lady McCartney always has a pet. Woodpeckers, they gather beneath her dress. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. Stop, 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 stop. She has a stub. Lady McCartney outside on the deck. Guess the rain this time I'm chewing on your leg. Tuesday afternoon, she's looking sexy. Then I lift her skirt and see that stump. Close my eyes and fantasize while effing. She has a stub. Lady McCartney, or should I say Eileen? How you gonna curtsy when you meet the Queen?
That's it. I'm out of here.